Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into this edition of the Casual Sports Podcast. Along with me today is Al Caberna and Mike Wolfgang. Guys, announce yourselves here.
Oh, back again. One more time. The Super Bowl happened. Yay, the GOAT, still the GOAT.
55 is
I
still
called
reigns.
that. I said don't bet against Brady. I was right.
Yeah,
so
we were right.
I picked Tampa Bay, so.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Did you?
I picked Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
When do you guys pick the Chiefs, I thought?
I didn't
Not on the show, at least. Maybe
Oh,
afterwards.
Maybe.
A
But before we get off...
lot of things happening this week.
Yeah.
Before we get into that,
Yeah.
make sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, and Anchor. Just type in Casual Sports Report wherever you listen to podcasts or go through your social media. Just type in Casual Sports Report. We'll pop up there, nice and fancy. And make sure to help support your favorite brand, your new favorite show as well. On Teespring, you can now go buy Casual Sports Report merchandise. We got stuff from all of our shows and lots of cool things. If you want to find the link to that, they're going to be in the description of our YouTube video, in the description of the Anchor video podcast. It will also be on our Twitters and Instagrams. You can find the link just about everywhere. So make sure to go do that. Check out some of our merchandise. It's all priced just about as low as we can go on Teespring. And all of the profits that do come back are only going to come and help make this show better. So check all that stuff out, and then let's get into the show, Matt.
All right, we're going to start off things on a little bit of a sad note. We lost Darius Shackelford yesterday. He was a member of the Youngstown State football team from 2015 to 2020. He was on the championship team. He lost his life yesterday in a car accident. We just want to show respect by doing a little moment of silence. All right, now we're gonna get back into. We're gonna get right into the show. We're gonna talk Super Bowl. We talked just a little bit at the beginning. Well, let's just dive on in now. So, guys,
I mean, it's pretty much Super Bowl recap show. Let's break this thing down quarter by quarter. I mean, it wasn't until the very end. Tom Brady, first time ever, throws his first touchdown in the first quarter. First time he's ever thrown a touchdown. Only the second time he's ever put up points. And to none other than Rob Gronkowski.
yeah,
That was awesome.
His BFF.
Right. It was funny because I'm sitting here watching the game with my roommate. He walks outside to get our pizza because we ordered a pizza. I was like, well, Tom Brady never scores in the first quarter. He walks outside, and Tom Brady throws a touchdown. And I go, oh my God, he missed it. He just missed history. And I was like, oh, that hurts. He missed like 3 more touchdowns in that game as well.
All right, was this kind of one of the most boring Super Bowls?
No.
no,
way.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, it was a dominant Super Bowl.
I enjoyed it.
I just expected more from
Mahomes-
the Chiefs. I mean,
Mahomes came in there with being so cocky, and look what happened.
No.
Brady put him in his
Don't put that on Mahomes. I will punch you if you put that on Mahomes.
All right.
Kelsey couldn't catch crap.
Kelsey couldn't either.
Tyreek Hill couldn't catch a cold.
Yeah.
none of them could.
And they didn't have Sammy Watkins.
None of them could catch anything.
No.
But you have to give the whole credit to the whole team.
And their running game never really developed.
No, they had no run
No.
game. Their only run game was
Yeah.
Mahomes escaping. He ran for
Yeah.
over 500 yards running around in the backfield trying to escape JPP and that defensive line.
Devin White coming in.
Devin
as
White
well.
came in. I mean, and then if we really want to talk about this, let's talk about that middle linebacker covering Kelsey that whole game. That linebacker put in some perfectly timed hits to knock those ball aways. A few of those, though, I was like, that could definitely go either way for defensive pass interference. I think he got there early a few times. But I know a lot of people were talking about the refs in this ball game and refs gave Brady another title.
No.
I don't think you can even, at this point, it was like the Chiefs couldn't do anything.
That drive made a difference, but I mean, if they stop him there on the drive, I think it was like before the half that there was a couple penalties that are questionable. Yeah, I could have changed some things, but Tampa Bay's defense was playing on a different level, and Kansas City had no answer for it.
I mean, yeah, Tampa Bay dominated that entire ball game, and all credit to them. Mahomes put out a Superman effort, and literally one of those, he's diving as Superman, throwing the ball. He still threw that thing 30 yards. I don't know any other quarterback throw the ball 30 yards on no feet.
That was one of the
We're always impressed when a guy can throw like 20 yards on his knees. Mahomes did it like, nah, I'm gonna one up that and sidearm.
one of the best incomplete passes ever.
Oh yeah,
Like that was unbelievable.
That was impressive for sure. It was something straight out of like the NCAA football 14 glitch. Quarterback just gets knocked and he miraculously throws it.
But I do I'll let you guys talk about it, but then I'll say my opinion. But do you think we'll see Mahomes more in the future? Do you think we'll see more Super Bowls with Mahomes?
Oh, yeah,
Undoubtedly.
definitely.
I mean, the team.
I do too.
They're amazing.
I do too, and I've heard a lot of talk like, oh, no, he's not going to come back, and that's No,
I
that's
don't-
nonsense.
That's
They're-
nonsense.
They're not done by any means. I'm not
No.
saying they're going to win more championships.
I
but,
would not be surprised to see him back next year.
But I don't expect him
I
to
wouldn't be.
as we were talking about the weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, I don't expect him to catch Tom Brady now. I don't think he can.
I was having a thought about that actually.
It's I don't want to put it out completely because it's Patrick Mahomes, but
Right.
it's very, very tough to do that.
It was an important game, and I was especially thinking just like if this one ended close, he could catch him. But now
Like
it's
in the
you
GOAT
need
conversation
so
or
much.
Super Bowl titles.
GOAT.
Okay.
I was like, if it's close, because of Mahomes' injury, and you saw he was limping half that game, and he was limping pretty bad. At
Chiefs were
times,
going
too.
through a lot too.
Yeah.
He wasn't healthy. Their offensive line was in a mess, and
Nobody
Andy
could
Reid
catch.
had that
Nobody
thing.
could
Although
going on.
I don't like this whole thing about they were missing one offensive lineman, so they had to switch the whole thing up. Browns are missing their whole offensive line this
Yeah.
entire
You're
season.
right.
Get that weak stuff out of here.
No,
if you're in the
yeah.
Super Bowl, I don't need that kind of excuse.
No.
Oh, we're missing an O lineman. Oh, frickin' well. Browns were out half their O line half the season and did just fine
Yeah,
against
they
the
beat-
same teams.
You're 100% right, and I think if Eric Fisher was playing, I still think Tampa Bay would have won.
right.
Honestly, I picked Tampa Bay to win the game, and
One
I
O
mean, it made a
lineman isn't
difference.
making that much of a difference. Sorry,
It makes
not
a difference,
sorry.
but not-
makes a difference, not that much.
Yeah, right.
Not a
It's still the
game-
NFL.
It doesn't make a game deciding
No.
difference.
Not one O lineman.
No.
And frankly, if you're in the NFL and you're good enough to be an offensive lineman in the NFL, I fully expect you to be able to slide into that spot. That's what the team signs you for.
Yeah.
Be able to fill that spot as if you were that guy that's right in front of you. But you're probably not as good as that person because of the reason they're starting. But they expect you to be able to come in and fill that
At
role
least
just
pull the
fine.
fort down.
Right.
Yeah.
You're still getting paid millions of dollars to go fill that hole. The team believes that you are capable of doing so. I don't need any excuse that there was no alignment.
And I remember when I was playing football in high school, like the coaches tell you to know more positions other than just the one you're playing. Know where some other guys are at, and especially for quarterbacks, you have to know where offensive linemen are blocking. Like for a new guy stepping in on the offensive line, you should have an idea of what you're doing, even if you're
Right.
on the other side of the line.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
mean,
just part
in
of
that
being
same
prepared.
light, that guy has been playing, D1 football in college, probably pretty high level in high school. It's not like, it's first time on a football field. And he's been going up against these guys in practices for, at least a year.
Yeah.
But I do want to say one stat that I thought was interesting for the Buccaneers in that game. Every single person that scored for them was not a member of the organization last year.
No.
Every single one. Which I was like, man, that's kind of an impressive stat.
And
then, all credit to the GM bringing that together.
what are all three of them free agents this year? I know AB is, I know Gronk is, but
Gronk is already announced
Gronk's
he's
coming back. But
Bruce Arians says he's re-signing.
What's her
Tom
name?
Brady said he's coming back. Gronk says he's coming back. And I want to say one other guy said they're coming back. But I think Fournette's a free agent.
Fournette's free agent. I think AB is. Somebody else is too.
Suck up?
I don't know
most
about
of them,
Suck Up.
Most of them are 1 year guys. They've
I mean,
been
yeah,
playing.
that was their whole scheme. There's like, let's sign a bunch of one-year players and let's see if we can go run this thing. And that's what you do when you have an old quarterback. You sign people for 1 year.
that are close
So-
with them too.
Right. That are good, and then you go, all right, if you're coming back, we'll do it again. If you're leaving,
We'll find
we
someone
can
else.
tank right back down to the bottom and go pick somebody up in the draft after a season.
Yeah, that's all.
I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect execution of that entire thing. And we're still kind of in the first quarter. What do you guys think of the halftime performance, though?
I didn't see it.
Oh, you
Um,
didn't?
I didn't know.
I
I've
saw
heard
some
about
of it.
it.
I wasn't really impressed.
I was excited. I thought it was exciting.
I was,
I mean, they're all different. And,
yeah.
What were you impressed about?
That whole, GoPro scene where he was in, that mirror
Oh,
maze.
the maze glow room was kind of
Yeah.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
I mean,
how
I
felt
saw
about
clips of that on
one.
social media, but I didn't see the whole show.
That part was kind of weird because he was just kind of running around. I thought at first it was maybe an elevator that they had put in that was going to
Yeah.
lead him down to the field and he would come out that way.
Yeah.
But then he just kind of walked back out and you're like, oh, well, there was just no point of that, and he walks away from the fans for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like, what was the point of this? I'm not familiar enough with their music to know if that was a part of the song because there are also some issues with audio levels in it.
Yeah.
But
I know the Weeknd
I
has some
thought-
good songs.
it was exciting. I turned up my massive speakers here at the apartment and had it pumping, especially for the Blinding Lights song.
Yeah, that's a good song. Everybody knows that.
It's
so-
getting
Oh,
played
yeah.
everywhere though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want them to play because I like it. So
Yeah.
I don't want to get tired of it.
Exactly.
I hear it in commercials, let alone on the radio.
Yeah.
right. It was the big thing for the Pepsi commercials because that was the theme song of this year's Super Bowl, basically. But I thought it was pretty cool. They were all once he goes down to the field at the end of it, and he was with 100 or 200 people down in the field. They're all got lights on. I thought that was pretty cool to finish it. Yeah. Although I was upset, like, he goes to finish in his final pose, and he's standing just off-centered of the middle of the field. He was just, like, 5 yards off. I'm like, how would you not finish this set center field?
Yeah.
Like, why is that? What? Why? That was, like, the big thing that bothered me. But,
so you liked it overall?
I thought it was a fun show, yeah. I have really no complaints besides the glowy maze thing, whatever they want to call that.
I don't know.
I thought
Fun
that
house.
was weird.
That's what seemed to be all
Those
over
people
social
in
media.
the bandages and stuff.
I thought it was creative how they did, you know,
Yeah.
everybody had masks on, but you really couldn't tell that much that it was like, even his guitar player next to him had a mask.
Yeah.
But he had like this big shiny mask and it was covering his face, you know, besides the eyes. So like, it was creative the way that they put everything together. I mean, even though everybody was socially distanced from each other, you really didn't notice it that much. But
That's what I mean. Like, throughout the whole game, like, you know, I know there was only, 22,000 fans, 25,000 fans?
no, there was a ton of fans.
Well, they were all cardboard cutouts.
No, there was 30,000 cardboard cutouts. There was over 7,000 fans. 7,000 were vaccinated healthcare workers.
Well, I mean, like, overall.
Overall, there was like... I thought
Like,
you said
actual fans.
How many did you say?
I think they said, 20-something thousand.
Oh, I thought you said, 1,200 or something.
No,
My bad.
no. Like, 22,000, I think they were saying
I think there was some
25,000.
good energy, though, in the stadium
But
for that game.
I
But not
thought-
Super Bowl levels.
No, but I liked how they covered up empty seats with cardboard cutouts, and it felt like it was packed. And then with the
It did,
halftime
like-
show, like you're saying, like, it felt like COVID wasn't a real thing for a few hours.
It was kind of relaxing. You just kind of watch this whole event, and you're just like... It definitely felt like the sports taking a break from society. It's like it did exactly what sports were supposed to do and gave us all that break. You know, they've been saying, oh, we do the sports because it, you know, it gives us an hour or two out of the day to, you know, take a break from the real world, and that's exactly what the Super Bowl felt like.
Yeah.
It felt like we saw two really good teams out there, even though one of them didn't perform to their max
They're
ability.
still a great team.
Well, we still saw two great teams, two great quarterbacks go do the Super Bowl, and it may not have lived up to the ultimate hype that it could have, but I think it lived up to the hype enough.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And when you said two great quarterbacks, like you have like the guy who's like, you know, the face of the NFL the past 20 years, and then now you got the new face of the NFL.
Well, yeah, I mean, like
He still
if you
could be
watch-
the face of the NFL.
oh
though.
yeah.
Tom Brady. I mean, you.
Oh yeah. If he plays.
Well, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is, but I mean, he's beating Father Time right now. It's just,
Well, yeah, it was like if you had watched at the beginning of the Super Bowl when they're doing like the intros and stuff and the promo videos, they were saying Tom Brady, you know, they're like introducing the storyline. It was like, oh, the greatest of all, the greatest of his generation taking on the new greatest of his generation. They were kind of like setting up this whole,
That's right.
you know, old versus new. Can the old guys, you know, reign supreme, or has the times changed and the rising sun is here? You know, it was kind of like, I mean, it was the whole dynamic we were talking
it's
about
just a
last
mixture
week.
of both. Yeah.
And
Like,
then,
going into
like,
it.
you still want to say, oh, man, like, the new guys versus old guys. At the same time, Travis Kelce and Gronk are both 32.
right.
The only one that's really that old is Brady.
Basically, yeah, pretty much.
He's really the only guy that far out of anything. It's just that, and, like, it's amazing to say at 46, he's like, this guy's out of it, but I don't know if he's out of his prime. The guy's been in his prime for 26
That's what I'm
years.
saying. I don't even pay attention to his age anymore. He's
Was he
just
43, right?
yeah. It was 43
I
now.
thought he was 40. Is he 43?
Yeah.
43 now.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's 43. Yeah.
But the age doesn't even feel like a factor anymore. I mean,
No.
it's
It's like, oh, Tom Brady.
it just
It's
feels like
Tom Brady.
until he
Yeah,
decides to
it's
retire.
Tom Brady. You know,
Until he decides to retire, it just feels like it's
it's gonna be weird.
there's
when
gonna
he
be
retires,
like fall off until, you know, some players, like when they're washed up for a couple years before they retire. It doesn't even feel like he's gonna be that. Like, he's just gonna be good when he retires. So
Right, I
Super
mean,
Bowl,
Brett
he'll
Favre
retire.
at the end of his career was good, but he was kind of meh. I mean,
Yeah.
really, the only other guy that finished on the high note was probably Peyton Manning,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Tom Brady's
John
starting to end like
Elway.
that.
Maybe John Elway.
potentially. But I mean,
I
if
mean,
we're,
he
even
won a
if we're
Super
looking,
Bowl
even if
that
we're looking
year.
right now at Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
both two guys probably are looking at the end of at least the later half of their career.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're still putting up the numbers, yes, and you're still making it places, yeah. But at the same time, you're really not accomplishing anything. You're
Like
kind of,
Big
and
Ben.
we see fall off. You're at Big
Like
Ben for
Big
sure.
Ben.
Yeah.
Big Ben has had a terrible fall off. I feel,
Yes.
especially the past two seasons. I mean, he played
Injury problems.
all right, injury problems. He's playing like the old man now.
Yeah.
And Steelers are actually what they're meeting today, I believe.
Yep, today.
To renegotiate contracts, and if he won't take a salary cut, he's gone.
Yeah.
They said they're not bringing him back.
keep your eyes
We'll
on
find
that.
out.
So it'll be huge. I'm actually kind of hoping we get it here on the show. That
Yeah.
For NFL news, I'm kind of waiting to see when this Carson Wentz trade thing goes down.
Yeah.
Not to move away from the Super Bowl yet.
Deshaun
but-
Watson. We got rumors this morning that the Seahawks are open to trading Russell Wilson. There was some talk about that among other market teams. So there's some big news there, and it's like, ooh, we got some windows of opportunity if a team like the Steelers wanted to make a move.
should.
Russ, Pittsburgh?
Oh, here we go. Matt will lose it. Matt will lose it. Just put the idea out there. Matt will lose it.
Oh my god!
That would be crazy. I'm just saying.
I have a Russell Wilson Seahawks jersey.
Although you were saying the Carson Wentz trade, they're looking to swap Carson Wentz for Nick Foles. I believe with the Bears
Well, that's the
right
one
now.
I saw. I think
the
I was
big
telling you
one.
about that earlier.
I
But
think
that,
you sent me that.
but
Yeah.
So Nick
they're
Foles
saying
back to
a trade
Eagles?
for Carson Wentz is basically about to happen like any day now.
Right.
So they're just waiting for it to
Team
come
was like,
through.
we want him, but we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good move. Move on. You don't need him. There's no
yes.
reason to leave him there when you already took Jalen Hurts off the bench and put him in.
That too.
They
and
made the move.
You know his. I mean,
Stick with it.
It's not the same Carson Wentz. He just needs to get out of there.
Yeah.
No
he needs a
discredit
fresh
to them.
start.
But last year they were so dysfunctional. He's had injury problems. But when he's on, he's a good quarterback.
I mean, we've seen quarterbacks before switch teams and get just reinvigorated in their career, and I think he needs that
Tannehill?
change. Yeah, Tannehill,
I'd like to
see
or
him.
Fitzpatrick,
Yeah.
Fitz?
who's kind of been thrown around. I mean, we've seen a guy flip venues and just go back to the level he was playing, and Carson Wentz definitely
I think
needs
the
that
perfect
change of
fit.
venue.
I think the
Tom
perfect
Brady.
fit for Carson Wentz is probably in Indianapolis.
But Tom Brady, I guess Tom Brady. I mean, he kind of had that down year.
I would definitely say Tom Brady because
Yeah.
the entire even the last two Super Bowl runs for the
Yeah.
Patriots were kind of downhill.
Yeah.
I mean, him in the playoffs, he was not performing at the level he used to, even though he won them. Like
They weren't,
Edelman won one of those MVPs.
Yeah.
they weren't flashy Super Bowl wins.
No.
This was yesterday
But
was
none
a
of Tom
flashy
Brady's really
Super
Besides
Bowl
the
win.
28-3 against the
Yeah,
Falcons, that was flashy.
that was great.
But
yeah.
like last night's
Sorry, Al.
game was
Hell,
like his only Super Bowl win that was like a
Impressive.
sure win.
Yeah.
Like everyone else, he had to come back. It was like a tight game. They had to win it towards the end, but he's won it in every way. There's just nothing he hasn't done.
And I saw a hilarious stat. So, if you look at the bye weeks for Tom Brady in the years he's won the Super Bowl, his first Super Bowl win, he had bye week in week 9. Second one, bye week
Yeah,
in
I saw
10.
that.
Third one, bye week 11. Fourth one, bye week 12. And it was going down the list. Every
Yeah.
year he's done it, it's been the week after.
In that
Yeah.
order, yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny. The Buccaneers were the last team this season to get that bye week
Yeah.
and have been undefeated since that bye week.
8 straight wins.
8 straight
Yeah.
wins. What a way to cap off a season.
Oh.
I mean, you can't ask for any better way to finish the season. I mean, they got down to what they were good at because beginning of the season, I think we even criticized oh, well, this isn't what we thought they were gonna be. They were sitting 7-5. I think they were
so.
Yeah,
yeah,
at that
7-5.
point, yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere in there.
They were 7-5 and then won the last 5 and it was they even their first game against Washington in the playoffs in the wild card, we were like, they don't look good. This
no,
isn't
Taylor
the Super Bowl
Heineke
team.
was yeah.
Heineke
But see,
put on their performance.
even when they were 7-5, I'm not gonna say I expect them to get to where they were, but there wasn't
I wasn't going to doubt
there wasn't
Tom
a
Brady.
full-out doubt in
No.
my mind. Even before when he signed
He
with
knows
Tampa
what he's
Bay,
doing.
you heard all the talk about he's not going to be a breeze in the division. He did it. He's not going to be Aaron Rodgers in the championship game. He did it. He's not going to be.
Well,
Mahomes.
here's
He
the
did it.
thing.
I mean,
Here's the thing. He didn't beat Breeze in the division. They lost twice to him in the regular
Well,
season, but
in
then he beat
the
him when it
playoffs.
counted.
Yeah, he beat him the only time
it
it
didn't want
mattered.
to count it.
Yeah.
But you just got to give your hat to him.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it's Tom
seven-time
Brady.
Super Bowl champion. He's been in there 10 times. He's won 5 MVPs, Super Bowl MVPs. I mean, it's
Yeah.
unheard of. You just can't make it up.
Yeah. Nobody this is a guy people hate because he's good. Okay, and that's just lame. Don't hate somebody because they're good at the sport.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the reason people
Yeah.
hate LeBron and, people hate on
Stephen
Jordan.
Curry.
People hate on Curry. People hating on Durant. I mean, he's
He's
undoubtedly
good at what he
one of the
does.
best guys in the
James
league.
Harden.
Right, these guys are undoubtedly
I
the best
hate
players in their league, but we hate on them because they're good and they make the sport boring because one person dominates.
Well, I think,
But it's called recognizing greatness
I
when
don't know
it shows
about
up.
Alec, but yeah, I'm not saying they're not great, but I know me and you both didn't like Curry.
No,
For the
no.
4 years. I
I
don't know about
respect
Alec,
him
but-
now. I respect him now.
I always respected him, but-
yeah, that's my thing.
one-
When there's
yeah.
the player like a Curry level, or even that entire Golden State Warriors. I know we're kind of switching out of NFL for a minute here. That whole Warriors run, the entire time, I hated them, but at the same time, I respected how
Oh,
good
yeah.
they were. They were
Clay.
probably
You have
still
to.
one of the most fun teams to watch
Yeah,
when they
Clay.
weren't beating your team.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go 73-9, I mean, that's fantastic. And it was like the entire time it was like, okay, this is interesting to watch. See history being made. That was kind of the whole thing going into this, Super Bowl was Tom Brady has the chance to make history here, and he now has more Super Bowls than every other NFL franchise.
7-3, lost 2 to the Giants and 1 to the Eagles.
Right.
So-
Like, I was rooting for him last night, even though I haven't liked him really
Me
a
either.
lot of it.
I've
One,
always
because
liked
he's
him.
from that team up north.
Yeah.
And two, just because I never really liked the Patriots all that much, the
He wasn't
organization.
even-
I like It's like I like Belichick, and I respect Belichick because
Yeah.
he's a great head coach and he's done some cool things. And I respected Brady. I love Gronk because he's Gronk and he's hilarious. Love him. How can you
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
But this was like history culminating. You don't get too many times in your life that history can happen. If watching this game right now, and if there's a 50% chance greatness occurs and history is made. There's so few times in your entire life where you can watch something and you're going to witness history and witness the greatest of all time. And I have no problem in saying Tom Brady is the greatest of all time.
I think it's unquestionable.
Across
It's not even
football
a question anymore.
And I think the debate opens up across all sports.
Yeah.
The debate's there, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I give it to him all
Everybody-
sports, but football, he
You
definitely
always
is.
say
Football,
everybody
100%.
wants to be like Mike. Now, what are you going to hear? Everybody
Be like
wants to
Tom.
be like. Everybody wants to be like Tom.
So do you guys want to take this to like the greatest winner conversation, like we're kind of going to now, like throughout all sports, because
Yeah.
they're kind of
Greatest
talking about
winner of all time is Bill Russell.
Yeah.
At least for American pro sports. In my mind, Bill Russell, when it mattered most, he never lost.
championship wise, yeah, but
That's-
I gotta go with
that's
I
where
gotta
my
go with Michael
dad-
Jordan
That's
Why?
where my dad.
because 6-0, never going to a game 7. I mean, it would.
But Bill Russell has nearly twice as many.
Well, yeah, championships. I'm saying, yeah. And
Right.
I'm not
so,
denying Bill
so
Russell
no,
either.
so we're saying Russell is a better winner. He got there more. Jordan couldn't get out of the first round.
No.
When Bill gets stuck in the first round, Mike.
I'm not arguing that.
I'm just saying.
But
I'm just saying if we're arguing
Michael
best
barely
winner.
got past the Cavs. It took that shot to beat him.
Yeah. If we're talking about greatest winners of all time,
Yeah.
how are you going to put Jordan above Bill?
Yeah.
If Bill didn't get trapped in
This
the
goes
first
with
round
the whole-
and Bill got
Yeah.
twice as many,
This goes with the whole LeBron thing too. LeBron never lost in the playoffs.
I would still put Bill over LeBron.
Oh yeah, I would too. But
To me, Bill is the ultimate. He's the cream of the crop. He has
Then
more
why-
than anybody. He's done it
Then
all.
why is he not the best basketball player ever? Then?
Because his stats don't prove it, and he did it in a time when there was only like 12 other teams in the league.
And-
That is his biggest
and
criticism,
that
but he couldn't
proves-
control that.
that
No, he
proves
couldn't
he's
control
even
that.
better because there was no 3-point line.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. He couldn't control that because
So
he's just
he
playing
had
against
to-
guys that are there.
He
It's
had
not
to
his
do all
fault.
of his work in the inside.
And he was also one of those first guys in the NBA to do it on and off the court. He did stuff off the court. He was part of social changes in the United States when it came to marching and that stuff. I mean, we're talking about a time back then where the guy was living in Boston getting death threats while winning titles. The only reason the man wasn't shot in the street is because he won a title.
11.
11 of them. And made it to the finals every year to make sure he didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was so controversial, nobody wanted to coach him, so he said, F you, I'll be my own coach, and still won.
as
We've
player
turned-
coach.
As a player coach.
We've turned a Super Bowl discussion into the GOAT discussion. But
And I think if
my
we're
dad-
actually extending this elsewhere, I don't
Yeah.
think the GOAT lies in American sports.
No.
If I had to go somewhere, I don't know about soccer or maybe tennis.
Yeah, maybe golf. No.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I don't think golf has had one person absolutely dominate
No.
forever.
No.
Like
Not
for
even
not for
not even Tiger. He's had back problems.
no, it's so hard to see anybody dominate a sport for one decade,
I
let
don't know.
alone two.
Maybe Jack Nicklaus, maybe Arnold Palmer.
I mean,
I don't
that'd be
know.
as far as golf
Yeah.
would go with that. But like, I'm thinking over like tennis or soccer would probably be where it is in terms of.
Roger Federer.
I was thinking Federer,
Who's the
or
other one?
Ronaldo,
Yeah.
and
In
or
soccer.
Messi. I mean,
Messi. Okay.
Yeah, I can go at any sport really.
because Messi is probably up there. Although he has some criticisms when it comes to winning as well, though.
David Beckham.
Greatest winner, U.S. Women's National Team.
Yeah.
At least when it comes
Now,
to
There's,
you know,
you can
professional
take it
com-
anywhere.
Really, I mean,
I've
it's
had
such a large
arguments.
conversation.
I've had arguments with my dad. He's still convinced that Joe Montana is the greatest, is better than.
we know
Brady.
your dad is, you know.
I've talked and talked. He's like, he never lost a Super Bowl. Yeah, he only went to 4.
But
Brady went to
7 of them.
10.
7
and
titles.
won 7.
More than 2 franchises that have
Yeah.
6, or actually more than every franchise.
Yeah.
He's like, doesn't matter. He lost. Yeah. Okay. He's lost pretty much as many
you're-
Super Bowls as Montana was in. He lost 3. Montana was in 4.
All right, switches over to a basketball GOAT conversation real quick between LeBron and Jordan.
Yeah.
LeBron currently, what, he's at 4 losses?
4 and 6?
What's his total? 4
No,
and 6?
4 wins and what, 6 losses?
Yeah, 4
okay,
and
so
6.
4 and 6. If LeBron was to flip this around and go,
6 and 6.
let's see, what can I give him? I'll go 10 and 6. If
10 and
LeBron
6?
goes 10 and 6,
Oh man,
10 wins?
He's got to go.
10 finals wins.
I don't think that's possible.
He said he's going to play
Another
for the next 10
another
years.
6 years.
Yeah, but he has to win he has to win
Every
6
year?
It's
7
happened
straight
before.
then. It's happened before, but it's
6
I mean,
in a
I'm
row.
not-
Man,
it could,
people
but
are
that's
getting
gonna be
I
very,
know, it'd be
very,
a lot.
very
That's a lot right there.
That's
but like,
hard to do. That's
how about
not
okay? How
likely.
about 8 and 6? Goes 8 and 6. Would people ever put him above
That's
Jordan?
better.
I don't know.
Give him 4 more titles. If he, I mean, right now we're
Well,
talking about a
my
5
thing.
peat.
This is my.
If
I
he
don't
5
think.
peats,
Which is not likely, but it could happen. But that's what would have to happen. But I don't know.
So would a 5 peat do it? If LeBron 5 peats,
Probably, because nobody's ever done it since Bill Russell.
right?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
but
this is what we're saying.
So
LeBron
this
has
is
to
it
my-
likely
pass
won't
Jordan.
happen, though.
Right, right.
I don't think there's any. Somebody like Mike or somebody like Jordan. They're all their own same person. Same like Kobe. There's never going to be
That's
the
why
next
that's why I
Kobe.
stand
Yeah.
on it.
Okay. Luka's not going to... This is just an example. Luka's not going to be the next LeBron or Kobe. He's going to be the next Luka. Okay?
Right.
He's his own person. Like, so I don't know.
That's
the
I
whole
kind of where
talk.
I
don't think anybody said anything against that.
I know, but like, they were, like you said earlier, they were the kings of their time. LeBron was the 90s, or Jordan was the 90s.
Kobe was the 2000s.
Kobe was the
LeBron's been
2000s.
the 10s.
Yeah.
And I
then
mean,
probably the 2020s too. I don't know.
we don't know how long
Yeah.
Showing it up,
LeBron says he's
So-
not playing the 45. We know that.
There's the
He
go.
says he's not going to because Savannah would kill him.
Yeah. There's a go every decade. In the 80s, I don't know.
Especially in the NBA.
I don't know if in the 80s you wanted to probably go Magic. in the
Magic or
80s.
Bird.
Magic or Bird.
Whichever one really there.
Yeah. 70s.
I don't know. I think we're going a little out of my
We're
wheelhouse.
going
We
a
can
little
go back
out
to
of
the
my dollars.
70s.
I don't know anybody. Bill Walton, not.
No,
Kareem.
I doubt
Kareem.
I don't remember if Kareem played 70s or not.
Yeah,
He
he
was
did. He won a title
70s.
with the Bucks.
He won the
Then-
title with the Bucks.
Well, it was either Kareem or Will, depending on
Yeah.
when those guys played.
60s was Bill Russell.
Yeah.
So
50s and 60s.
50s.
or whatever it was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean 11 years. So.
Definitely. All right, final thoughts on the Super Bowl, though. Anything else to wrap it up?
People were saying that was a boring game. I thought it was a good game.
What was your favorite moment? of the
Favorite
Super Bowl?
movie? Oh, well, I could say it, but I
Favorite
spoiled.
actual football
Okay,
moment?
Okay. I like the whole trophy ceremony.
Okay.
That too. I like the Brady Gronk hookup for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
See it with a different team.
I like
They're-
when Arians. Sorry, Mike. I like when Arians came up, and he was like, "I didn't do anything. This was all these guys' work. They did it all."
Yeah, but they mostly all say that.
Yeah,
though.
I know, but I liked how he said that. But it was something special. I got to witness Brady play in a game before. Now to witness somebody who we were just talking about him being the GOAT, okay? And to witness somebody in a game like that.
It's always
something.
amazing to see somebody on the highest level
Yeah.
perform at the highest level.
Yeah.
And like I just said before, you never. It's in your life. How many
And-
times you get to witness where
and
you
here's
know
the
you're
real
about to see
question.
greatness.
And here's the real question. I don't know if you guys seen more than one person in that discussion, but I saw LeBron play as well. And believe me, I had more. I was more excited to go see Brady play than LeBron. Okay.
I've never gone to an NFL game, so highest I've been is NBA.
So
Probably back.
My
in
dad-
I've been
those-
NFL games.
I'm
but there
di-
weren't
I'm-
legends like
I'm
him.
I'm
Right.
diehard Pittsburgh. I've said this story before. My dad came up to me. He's like, "Matt, we're going to see a Steelers game," and he's like, "Who are they playing?" I'm like, "Who are they playing?" I'm like, and he's like, "The Patriots." I'm like, "Screw Big Ben. Screw Brown and Bell. I'm like, we're going to see Brady. It's Tom Brady,
Right.
I mean, I like I said, I've seen legends like that before,
Yeah.
but in football, like I've seen good teams and games, but not a legend like him. It's
Right. So my favorite football moment though from last night, it's got to be Antoine Winfield Jr. giving the peace sign to Tyreek.
that was so
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
That was the best.
Can I say something about that real quick?
Bandage up finger.
If Tyreek Hill scoring all the time and doing his peace sign,
Yeah.
but then
It
when
came
you do the other way to him,
Yeah.
you get penalty for it. Well, then you should throw the flag every time he does it when he walks in the end zone.
Yeah, that was
the same
stupid. That you were saying that's one.
Also, he didn't get the penalty when Tyreek Hill did the backflip in the game. Then
That's
gave the
right.
peace
That's
sign.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So he does
But
it every time
for
he
Winfield
scores,
Jr. just to go peace out
and then throw a
mother.
flag.
Right. I saw that moment and I just went, yes, that is it. That is the most memorable moment of the Super Bowl. Besides maybe Gronk getting the 2 touchdowns, the first 2.
And there was
Like,
another
that was
thing.
great.
The real 87 showed up last night. There's, Gronk and Kelsey head to head, same age, same position. Only one really, amounted up to the performance.
They're both like
Yeah.
They're both transformative for their
comparable.
position.
They're
Yeah.
comparable to each other. But well, that's enough Super Bowl talk. Why don't we go into the NFL awards a little
Oh,
bit
okay.
here?
Yeah, go ahead
I
now.
forgot about that actually.
So, talk about it while I Google the list.
Since you didn't get a chance to watch it, 'cause
No, I didn't watch
watch it
those.
either.
A lot of Hall of Famers that I thought really deserved it. Peyton Manning for sure, first ballot.
my
no
boy
doubt.
Drew Pearson finally
Drew
got
Pearson.
in. He should have been in years ago. I'm just
Yeah, I
saying
know.
that.
My dad broke down in tears because Drew Pearson was my dad's favorite.
Drew Pearson, Tony
Roger-
Dorsett, Roger Staubach,
Roger-
my dad's
Roger Staubach, along with Jerry Jones, came to the door with him to.
And yeah, Pearson started breaking down, but
Yeah.
he should have been in years ago. It's about time he got in. But Peyton, obviously, first
Megatron now in.
Megatron.
Yeah.
John Lynch made it.
John Lynch. I liked his. Steelers. Alan Faneca
Yeah.
got in.
It's a good class.
I like
class.
this year's
I liked it.
Hall of Fame class. That
Oh,
was a good one.
Of course. The guy from up north. Played for the Raiders.
Oh, Charles Woodson.
Yeah, Charles Woodson.
I
He's
forgot
first
about
ballot.
That was the big one.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson also got in. Did we say that already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Megatron.
Okay. Megatron.
It's a
But
good class.
I like that class. It was good. But for the awards, all right, I'm happy that Alex Smith got comeback player of the year. I like that. What was your guys' thought on that?
I mean, yeah.
I thought it was
I don't
rightfully
see
so.
anybody
Russ-
more- I don't see anybody that did more than him
Yeah.
this year to come back. I mean, the man
I mean, he
was
almost lost his
dead
leg
last year.
I mean,
He was almost lost his life last year.
Yeah.
Screw
I
a
know.
leg.
Russell Wilson got Walter Payton Man of the Year.
yeah.
I really agreed with that.
That was right there. He deserved it. What'd you guys
MVP
kinda-
went to Rodgers, didn't it?
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Yeah, Aaron
His,
Rodgers.
what, third of his career? NFL MVP? I think it's third. What'd you guys kind of think about Defensive Player of the Year? That was kind of controversial.
Yeah.
I want to let
Yes.
Alan go first before you get mad.
Oh! Go ahead.
Oh, you want to let me do this first?
Yep.
All right.
I was going to say
Did I
this
send
for
you the
last.
stats of the two guys?
Yeah. Let's save this for last because it's going to take a while. What were the
I'm
other
gonna throw it
awards?
in now if I can find it.
All right.
We're on it now.
Oh, man.
I didn't see the
Jeez,
comparison.
how
for
much stuff did we
stats,
send to each other?
I don't know. We sent a bunch.
I don't see it in our discussion. So TJ Watt did not end up winning Defensive Player of the Year. That honor went to Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald plays defensive tackle, while Watt plays an edge rusher linebacker-esque position. It's kind of like one of the most versatile positions, I think, in football at the moment. Because they will either drop back into coverage, but they also come in as like this edge rusher type player
Yeah.
that we've seen more and more in the NFL recently. A certain position that gets a lot of stats.
Oh,
They are
definitely.
stat stuffers because of where they go.
Yeah.
Because when a team runs, they seal the edge, they close it
They're
in.
everywhere.
They get a lot of stats. TJ Watt led in every single category besides forced fumbles. And Aaron Donald ended up winning Defensive Player of
Yeah.
the Year. Kind of controversial in that situation.
This is a
But
second
if you
year.
look into this kind of as a more analytical football perspective, as a defensive tackle, your job on the D-line is to seal up the run game, force them to go outside to those edge rushers, and eat up as many blocks as you can to allow your edge rushers to get in there and get to the quarterback. You're pretty much supposed to lock down this middle. Let me go.
I know.
You're getting excited. I see you.
He's getting antsy.
Right. The defensive tackle is supposed to lock down the middle. So when a defensive tackle can put up these same numbers as these edge rushers, the stat stuffers, that defensive tackle is doing twice as much while getting triple teamed.
Yeah.
Because the defensive tackle is eating up blocks.
Oh, yeah.
So when I got 3 guys on me, and I'm putting up the same numbers as the edge rusher that's leading the league, there's a reason he's getting that Defensive Player of the Year nomination and winning it over a guy like TJ Watt, who had a phenomenal season. So I'm not taking that away. Phenomenal season, and against any other person and in any other situation, if Aaron Donald doesn't have similar numbers in all those categories, it's Watts.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that they were that close and Aaron Donald's playing defensive tackle, I think they made the right call in the end.
Probably, and Aaron Donald's recognized as probably one of the best players, or the best player in the league. I don't think he is the best player,
there.
but he's definitely one of them.
Defensively up there, yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely one of those players that has set himself apart and has kind of done everything at the defensive tackle spot that you can do for the most part, because until he gets a good team around him, he's not going anywhere because the defensive tackle can't score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Often. You know, you can get a fumble,
but it
you can get a
doesn't
scoop
happen.
and score, or, you know, strip sacks. You don't get a lot of... They don't... Defensive tackles aren't supposed to get... They're not stat guys.
No.
No.
They're the big hog mellies up front. All right, Bartholomew, take your
All
place.
So I agree with you. I mean, the guy was Aaron Donald is triple teamed. Like,
Can we get
every
that?
time.
Matt agreed with me. Cut the podcast. We're done.
No, wait.
Listen,
I thought you were
I-
going on a full-out rant now, and now you're saying
No. Just no. Listen.
What?
Matt
TJ
breaks
Watt.
quick.
TJ Watt, tremendous player. I really think he should have won this. I think he should have won it last year. Okay, but I mean, this is just waiting for a later time. Like, his moment will really come out. Okay, it's gonna come. It's just not ready yet. Aaron Donald. I mean, hats off out to him for winning the award. Much respect. I mean, he went to Pittsburgh. I
mean,
hate Aaron Donald.
If TJ Watt
Yeah.
ends up using this as motivation, which he
Yeah.
probably will,
He's gonna-
it's going to be scary.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day,
What are they
just
doing?
go back to what Tom Brady said. You know, just
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. You know, every time someone's like, "Oh, I'm upset I didn't win," he's like, "What
Go
are
win
you
the
doing?
Super Bowl."
Pull
Just
your
like
head out
Michael-
of your rear end.
just
We're here
like-
to win Super Bowls."
Just like Michael Jordan.
Right.
And I took that personally.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you're not there to win individual awards. You're there
No,
to win championships.
exactly.
And if TJ Watt can use this as motivation
Yeah.
to go out there and lead a defense to a Super Bowl,
And then-
like the Steelers have done so many
Yeah.
times before, using their defense to win championships.
Yep.
And so many teams that do have
Right.
done. I mean,
I mean, look at the Bucks last night. Everyone counted them out. So many people had Chiefs blowing them out. A lot more
Yeah.
than they should have.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's going to be close." The the Buccaneers defense came in there and won a championship. If you could give the MVP to the entire defense, that's where it should
that's
have
where I
gone.
was
That's
going
where
to
it
go. And I, like, can we please finally put away the notion that, like, I know offense you have to score to be able to win, but defense, I know it goes
Defense
away a
still
couple years,
wins
it still
championships,
wins
baby.
championships. It
still
last night
wins.
proved it.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you got to be able to score, and the Chiefs. I mean, they have an unbelievable offense, but you have to be able to stop
My
somebody.
mindset with the recency, taking into a recency bias type mindset when it comes to the defense, and the way people are saying, "Oh, well, you don't need a great defense anymore. You just need to have the good offense." My entire mindset is, you can win with a subpar defense through the AFC Championship game, but no team with a subpar defense will ever win the Super Bowl. It doesn't happen.
No, you're right.
Because at the end of the day, when it's down on 1st and goal, I need somebody that can stuff you 3-4 times at the goal line. And no subpar defense is doing that against a great offense. I need a championship level defense to stuff that team 4 times at the goal line and give me that ball back.
And the Chiefs' defense has gotten better. They were obviously they won a Super Bowl last year, but and their defense was underrated this year.
Yeah.
But Tampa Bay's to me was just better, and that's why I picked them to win the game.
Right.
And you have defense still wins championships. It always will. It always will.
Couple names we missed in the Hall of Fame class. Tom Flores, the old Raiders coach, finally got in. And I guess a scout got in. Bill Nunn was selected. But going on with the more awards, I mean, Justin Herbert got Rookie of the Year.
Well deserved, I feel.
Well
but,
deserved.
I liked him throughout the season. I think he's got a bright career ahead of him. Hope he doesn't get traded because I think they can build something down in LA there.
I don't think they'll do it pretty soon too.
Yeah.
I think.
Justin Jefferson, though, had a great season.
Yes.
There could be he has an equal parts discussion. If we could have a split Rookie of the Year, it would be this year
Yes.
to do it for offensively.
Yes. And defensive rookie year, your man.
Ohio State University's very own Ford. Now out of the past 5 years, defensive Rookie of the Year, Chase Young.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
the
So I see
delivery.
you're excited.
Nice.
So, yeah, when Joey Bosa, Marshawn Lattimore, a guy out of Stanford whose name is now escaping me. I think it was Stanford.
You
Was it
sent it to me,
Stanford?
too.
No.
Where was
South Carolina State.
Oh,
North,
yeah.
Or was it North?
No, South Carolina.
South Carolina State.
Yeah, he was, hold on, it seemed to be right at the top of
Leonard?
my list.
Leonard?
I know I sent it to you because it was Ohio
Yeah.
State, so I just had to rub it in.
Yeah, like you always do.
Well, when
While
my
he's searching-
team does good things.
While he's
I forget who it
searching
was.
for
It
that
was-
offensive player,
Oh, here it is. Darius
Yeah.
Leonard.
Yeah.
Darius Leonard.
And then it
Darius
was Nick
Leonard.
Bosa, now Chase Young.
Yep.
So,
Both of the Bosa
can I
brothers.
say defensive line you? Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
when 3 out of the past 5 guys to win
No,
defense-
4 out of the past.
No,
or, I mean, yeah, line.
3 out of the
right.
last 5 guys to win Defensive Rookie of the Year were linemen out of The Ohio State University. I think it's fair to say you have, at least in recency bias, you have DLU.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I think that's a fair assessment.
No, it's totally fair.
Right. So,
I gotta give
that
credit.
was-
I gotta give credit.
I mean, Chase Young had a great season, and I love how he proved all the haters wrong in Washington and proved that that is such a terrible fan base up there. Because early on in the season, the fans were calling for him to be traded because he had like one bad play at the beginning of the season as a rookie in his third game. And I just love how this franchise pretty much just gives a finger to their own fans because the fans there suck.
the organization
absolutely
sucks.
sucks.
The organization sucks.
Organization sucks. The fans suck.
The team sucks.
The team did better than yours.
Hey.
They had a better offensive performance in the wild
Yeah.
card. They were closer to winning their game than the
Be
Steelers
quiet.
were.
Be
So,
quiet.
and they did that against the team that went on to win the Super Bowl. So, how did your Steelers do? Pathetic.
Hey.
Compared
Hey,
to the
we don't need
Washington
to get
football
into
team.
that. Right
Tyler
now.
Heineke is better than Big Ben.
Hey, Offensive Player of the Year.
I'll take Heineke.
Offensive Player of the Year was running back Derrick Henry. Now there was some discussion if Chubb wouldn't have gotten hurt. He would.
I mean, yeah, if Chubb hadn't gotten hurt,
I
that's
think
the
it
whole
would have
question
been
you
Derrick
can
Henry.
have.
Derrick
But
Henry's.
Chubb was on
Yeah.
pace, though.
Yeah, he was. But
Chubb was on pace for a historic level season. Injuries definitely kind of slowed that down. Then once he came back in, the Browns found their passing game when Nick Chubb left because they were all run the entire season.
As they should be.
Yeah, he got injured, and they found their passing game, and it kind of led them to the playoff run that they had. But I'm expecting big things next year. I'm excited to see it.
Especially with your coach who just won Coach of the Year.
Yep, can't give it to Steph.
Oh man, he well deserved.
Oh yeah,
Well
by
deserved.
far.
First playoff win in 24. First playoff appearance.
You know, I'll say no. This is it. Best first playoff win in franchise history.
Yeah,
Because this is a different team.
this is a different.
This isn't Art Modell's Browns.
No, this is. I don't even know who the owner is.
I always forget. This is the new Browns.
This is Stefanski.
This is the first win in franchise history
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
You know what? Old Browns fans may want to say, oh, I remember back in my day. That's not my Browns.
No.
My Browns is the failures of the entire millennium.
Yeah.
This century, this millennium has been a failure of Browns. That is my Browns that have now turned it around.
Yes.
This is different. This is the first time. Browns fans can now celebrate.
Yes, they can.
That's this first win ever.
Well, that concludes all the award. I mean, there's a couple
Would
ones in
you
there.
kind of want to go in who you think's the odds-on favorite for next year?
No.
I mean,
It's too
there's
hard to
so
tell.
much off-season stuff that
Yeah.
happens, and there's
Yeah.
so many trades coming up. We have so many quarterbacks on the
I'm
market.
calling it Urban Meyer Coach of the Year.
I mean,
It's
Could
possible.
happen,
It
but-
could happen.
highly doubtful.
Yeah.
They go
I
to the
think
Super
Urban
Bowl.
Meyer will be on the injured
Abysmal.
reserve by week 7.
He'll
Urban
retire and come
Meyer's
back.
going to need a week off
Yeah.
next season. How much you want to bet he'll get 2 weeks off next season?
I bet.
Not including bye weeks.
He's gonna have to wear one of those heart things on his chest. What? It's called a recorder.
But he has brain issues. Not
He has
heart.
brain. It's
Yeah,
not
he had a
heart.
cyst in his brain.
Oh, it's a brain
That's
issue.
what the
Okay.
issues was at Ohio State where
Oh,
he had
okay.
to leave.
Okay.
So,
So
I don't know. I mean, I hope Urban Meyer does well. I
me
kind of
too.
like the guy.
I like Urban Meyer.
did good things for Ohio State, won a title, and gave us Ryan Day and a completely stacked team. So there's that.
There is that.
I don't know. I guess I might as well give a Super Bowl pick for next season. Any ideas?
I gotta go. Depending on, I hope they don't trade him, but I think it's time for Russell to get back in the Super Bowl. I think it's
I don't think they can do it,
Seahawks.
though.
I don't think they
I
got
don't
the
know.
pieces around him. Unless
Maybe-
they get someone in the
maybe-
draft. I mean, we don't know
maybe-
what happens with the draft either.
We'll
That's why we're
see.
so far out.
We'll see.
This is a wild guess. You're throwing a dart at
Okay.
a massive wall with
I
your
know, I'm
eyes
just
closed,
thinking. I'm
blindfolded
just
from
thinking.
Bali to New York.
Hey, I'm just thinking.
NFC, I mean, Tampa's in the conversation.
Tampa,
Green Bay's
again.
still in the conversation.
Green
NFC's
Bay.
still wide open. I mean,
and
even
there's
the
not many,
AFC is.
there's
Do
not
we
many
see-
quarterback changes that are
Here's
going to
a
take place in
question.
NFC, unless there's a lot of trades, but there's not a
If-
whole lot of openings.
We
in the
don't know.
NFC.
Here's
we
a
don't know anything
question:
right now.
do we see Breeze? I mean, if I don't know, there's been some implications that he might retire. If he does, do we see Taysom Hill lead the way?
No,
I don't see that either.
no.
James
Saints are pull someone.
Winston.
Yeah, Jameis Winston. I mean, they've been talking.
Yeah.
They want to keep this guy. This is who they believe
Yeah.
is next up.
I believe so.
Jameis
say
Jameis
keep-
Winston can do it.
I say keep Taysom Hill. He's still that good decoy.
Yeah,
Good guy,
he's a good piece to have in
playmaker.
offense.
Oh, they're definitely going to keep him. But
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Sean Payton likes him a little too much, I think.
yeah, NFC, I'm keeping Green Bay and Tampa Bay in that conversation.
What about?
I don't really know who else.
I'm gonna say run it back, Tampa Bay next year in the Super Bowl. I don't know if they win it, but in it. And
We'll see Kansas.
I gotta go
Buffalo.
in the AFC.
Hey, you gotta go Buffalo.
I gotta.
I know.
Give me the Cleveland Browns to the Super Bowl, baby.
I gotta go either
Baker
Buffalo.
Baker
gotta-
Mayfield in Nick Chubb
Hey,
with Jarvis Landry.
Just simmer down. I either gotta go.
Hey, I got one season. Just let me ride
I
this
know,
wave.
I know.
You can destroy me next season. Just let me have this.
Based on their performance, I think Josh Allen finds a little bit more accuracy in the offseason.
I hope
they-
so. That's a
they got
definitely
plenty of
time
time
to
to figure this
move
out.
on.
And
too.
I mean, they got some draft picks, maybe some off-season moves. They bring in some more players.
Get him another wide receiver.
Get him another wide receiver.
That's probably the biggest thing in this
Yeah.
draft that they need. A wide receiver.
A running back.
No, Singletary just needs to
I
get some improvement.
don't
He's
know.
he's good.
We'll
Steelers
see.
need a running back.
Steelers need a running back. Please pick Najee Harris.
Najee Harris is going to be a big pickup for whoever gets him.
Yeah.
Oh, forever,
Guaranteed.
for anybody.
I mean,
that
he's
gets
going to
him.
have the same impact that Saquon did and Zeke
First-
did.
In the first season.
Right. He's going to have that first season boom. Even if it takes him 3-4 weeks to get that going, he's going to have that pop. And I'm almost saying it right now, Najee Harris, Offensive Rookie of the Year
Yeah.
next season.
For whatever team.
Right. He has that potential.
I like Travis Etienne. He's small. He's fast. But, man.
ETN's got potential, though.
Yeah, he
I wouldn't
does.
put it
I
against
would
him.
put it against him.
To
But,
go out and ball. Right now, I think all the hype's on Najee Harris because of the season he had.
Yeah.
His highlight reel is kind of
but
up there.
I don't know if he'll fall.
ETN's been consistent, though.
Yeah.
Give ETN most consistent running back
Yes.
in the last 4 years of college football.
I don't know how full Harris will. I mean, will he be a high pick?
Both ETN and Harris will be first rounds,
Yeah.
probably 20 to 32.
Okay.
late first round.
I,
There's
don't-
been-
I think after Zeke and
I've-
Saquon, no one's touching in the first 15.
Yeah.
No.
There's been
'Cause you
some
don't-
Not
Doesn't
talk.
again.
have to be
It's
high.
not happening again.
Yeah.
There's been some talk that Pittsburgh will trade up to get the 14th spot and pick him.
I feel
I
like
don't
if
know.
you guys go up to 14, you'll do something dumb and pick an offensive lineman.
Probably. But we need to pick Harris at that pick, 14, if we do that, and then keep our original pick and then pick an offensive.
So if this happens, what are your kind of expectations for them next year? I mean,
if they get a
If they get
lineman
quickly,
and they
not-
get
not-
Harris,
not get-
I mean it's a
no, for the
if Ben
Steelers as a whole.
if they get Harris,
Yeah.
if they definitely could probably keep Ben a little longer because he's not going to throw like what? How many passes? 68
It was like
passes?
60 something, yeah.
Yeah, no way.
Ridiculous.
Pretty
Yeah.
pass heavy.
He can throw, but not that.
I mean, the reason was you guys were
he's
trailing
not-
after a
Yeah.
4 touchdown deficit,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, he's not 2005 Big Ben anymore, okay? You gotta have a running game. That's exactly what John Elway did back in the 90s. He had, what was his name? Terrell Davis. So,
We'll see.
they gotta get a running game.
I mean, everybody's optimistic now. It's
Offensive
gonna be a new
linemen's
season.
getting
Everybody
old, too.
Everybody thinks their team has a shot to
Yeah.
do, right things. In the
They gotta
draft,
sign back all their guys, too. And, Big Ben's pay, I mean, what was that, $41 million cap space.
Yeah.
That's filling. So it's either take a pay cut or
Who was the
make him
other guy
retire.
who got signed to the veteran minimum? Was it Breeze?
I
Is he the
think
one that
so,
just got
yeah.
cut down?
I think so.
Somebody's contract got cut.
Possibly.
I think it was Breeze. I don't think it was
so.
Rodgers yet.
Not yet.
No, I don't think it was Rodgers yet.
I don't think they can now that Rodgers won the MVP. So.
We'll see.
I don't know offhand, but somebody did.
I don't know. We'll find out soon now.
All right, though. I think it's time to move on from the NFL.
Yeah.
If our viewers are still watching and aren't bored yet, we're moving it on.
It's been almost an hour.
Yeah, almost there.
Almost
Alec,
an hour.
bring in NBA.
Where are we going NBA? Let's talk. Stick on football real quick. College football.
College football.
Alabama just pulled in the greatest recruiting class of all time, the highest rated ever. They now have 4 of the last 5 highest ones, I believe, as well. So expect some more dominance.
I don't even know what to say. I mean,
Ohio State was second,
Watch
no
out.
doubt. I think Clemson was third. So our top 3 will not be changing anytime soon. Contrary to popular belief, next year's college football playoff will probably have Ohio State, Alabama, and Clemson in it.
And Penn State.
Hey, you just lost the only chance you guys had of competing in Will Levis.
We'll see. We got some young talent.
You got some young guys, but you guys got issues.
I know.
You have issues elsewhere that it's going to need another year.
They're
I
already
think.
transferred to Kentucky, right?
Yeah, I think you guys need another year to put it back in, to put it all back together.
We'll see.
But Ohio State's next year's class currently is actually higher rated than this year's Bama class,
Oh, jeez.
with a quarterback that has a 5-star perfect 1.0 rating. So we can we just stop for a minute and realize how great some of these high school prospects are becoming?
oh, it's
Because I think that's becoming the biggest storyline of, did these players, I'll say these players 15 years ago were not super athletes, were not amazingly built prospects. They looked like average Joes playing at a college level. Now these guys look like NFL superstars playing at a college level out of high school.
in high school they look like NFL players or maybe
Yeah.
college players. but
I would say they look like college players
in
and
high school.
built already like NFL tanks. So now they're getting to the college football programs already built and are just being developed into monsters.
I mean, physically, it's not. I mean, it's already there, so they just have to,
Right.
to adapt to playing at a higher level.
Right.
Other than
That's
that,
what's
I mean,
happening with all the 5-stars now. It's almost a one-way ticket if you're on the right school. It's a one-way ticket to the NFL if you're getting that 5-star, as long as you don't do something dumb or have injuries wreck your career.
The high school athletes like that, some of the big states that are like college football is like a religion for them. It's just they're just these guys are on different levels, and like you're saying, these prospects are just getting better and better every year. And it's just teams like Alabama that just can in Ohio State and Clemson that just get their hands on these guys, and there's freak athletes coming in. So there's not really not much to develop with them.
Right. Although, I want to talk YSU football for a minute here, because there's one player they got committed that I'm kind of excited about.
Yes.
Because Matt and I actually got to see him this past
Yes.
fall in high school football from the area. Youngstown State got Clay Medvec in, and we saw this guy play, and he's a do-it-all kind of
Where's
guy.
he from?
It was... What was this? Of course, now that you tell me, I forget. Springfield.
Springfield.
Okay.
Springfield Tigers.
What game was that? We called it
I
Springfield?
cannot remember what it was.
Because honestly, I don't remember.
I don't remember what game it was, but I remember watching him. 'Cause I remember calling his name. And you know the way I broadcast, I don't normally remember the
No.
defensive players' names. But I remember Medvec, because I think the guy had like 2 interceptions, had like 2 sacks. I think he even had a fumble
We'll
at
have
some
to go
point.
back and look. We have the film.
I have all the clips, yeah.
Yeah.
But Clay Medvec, I think it will be really exciting at YSU. You know, YSU football coming out, so our college football discussion will not be ending, because in 2 weeks' time we got more.
It'll just be one conference, but we'll still have something going on.
I mean, and the big thing with the FCS is North Dakota State doesn't have Trey Lance.
Right.
The superstar quarterback has already declared for the draft that he's pulled out of the season, finished 1-0 in the 2020 season because they played 1 game. So North Dakota State, kind of the team that's like, they've been on top, but they don't have their guy. Somebody else, especially coming out of the Missouri Valley Conference, can totally take over. and it's more than likely the champion comes out of the Missouri Valley.
Yeah, I agree.
It's statistically the most likely scenario, based only because of North Dakota State. But if Youngstown State has a bounce back year, hey, we could be back there.
I mean, they could.
And now, you hate to put it on this, but they have that extra motivation with the recent events that we talked about at the beginning of the show. Sometimes that helps inspire a program, brings them together, and they almost play at this level that is above and beyond what their normal C is.
And let's not forget about, Doug Phillips hasn't coached a game yet.
Right. New
Doug
head
Hart
coach.
over a year ago hasn't coached a game yet. New coach.
Yeah, because we were talking about him getting hired this point last year.
Right, but that can either be a good or bad thing. It
Right,
could be
we don't
good
know what to
just
expect.
because it's a new system, but it can also be rusty because they haven't had time to hardly meet it all.
Well,
Everything's been doing-
hopefully, because of all this
Now they're at
time
camp
now
now,
that they've
but,
had,
yeah.
they finally started camp, that they've got now a full year together, even on and off as it has been. Now that we got through all the fall, the entire fall semester here, I know they were meeting and all those sort of things. I hope now that we have all this time, it's all been put together, and we see something. I'm not saying national title, just that sign of all right, maybe not this
We're going
year,
somewhere.
but next year we're going somewhere. We made the right decision in not trying harder to keep Pelini or whatever.
Because you've seen the last few years since they made that
Pelini's already
title,
been fired
that
now.
title game
Yeah,
run,
Pelini has been fired
they
already.
declined
yeah.
since then.
Right.
So
they hit a hard
So let's
floor.
move back up.
No.
I'm
Right,
not
can
saying
we
they
slide back up.
I'm not saying like you're saying.
We're not
I'm
going back to the 90s.
No, I'm not
No.
saying. I'm not saying they're going to win the title this year in that, but at least
Weirder
make progress
things
to
have
that.
happened.
What's that, Matt?
Weirder things have happened. Watch them do it.
I mean, Youngstown did it in 2015 team?
16.
2016, yeah, finalists. So they can get right back up there. I don't see a reason not
We'll
to.
see. But
I think that's
Let's-
all I really
let's
wanted for
stay-
college football.
let's
so.
stay in college a
Oh.
little bit. Let's go over to basketball.
Cool.
So
Good
Zaga
move,
and
good
Baylor stay in the head on top, but man, look who's right behind them. We got Michigan and Ohio State. The Ohio State.
University.
This Ohio State team is for real. They came in and took down that Luka Garza-led Iowa Hawkeyes
That was a
team.
great game
Oh,
down
what
the
a
stretch.
great game! EJ Liddell played his heart out. Man, I can't wait to see these guys in March Madness if it happens. Let's just hope it happens because this is gonna be a good year. Before I move on any further, you guys got any?
Did you watch the Duke Carolina game Saturday night?
No, I did not.
Even though both teams stink this year, it was still a classic game.
Yeah.
Comes right down to the end.
Other teams also look out for. Villanova is back up there. I'll have them, hopefully, have them going a little far.
Keep rolling 1 second. I saw something a bit
Saw
popped away.
something. All right, Texas is in there. They lost a couple tough ones. Iowa still ranked. Lost a couple tough ones, including Ohio State. I don't want to get into this because I'm going to talk about it for 5 minutes. Mike, you know what I'm talking about.
What?
You know what I'm talking about. Let's go over to our crappy team, Penn State, for a second.
They
finally
still
won.
get in.
They could still get in. They have to win the tournament. Let's see. They beat
They don't
Maryland by
necessarily have
5.
to win the tournament to get in. They just have to play sub, not stink the rest of the way.
Yeah.
But
They play Ohio State on the 18th of this month, so that'll be coming up again. There are going to be some hard games.
it just feels.
Starting with Ohio State. Sorry, Mike.
No,
They
go
go
ahead.
Ohio
Okay.
State. They go Iowa. They go Purdue. And what else? And
Isn't
then,
Michigan on their schedule at some point?
I think they're done with Michigan.
I think they got
honestly.
canceled early in the year.
Oh, okay.
But
And
Yes,
the thing I saw,
yes.
by the way, was the 49ers re-signed Josh Rosen to a 1-year extension.
okay.
I didn't even know he was with them.
Neither did I.
It was about him.
I thought he was still behind
I knew he
Brady.
was. I knew he was.
Remember he got drafted 9th? He's like, they don't feel has made 8 or 9 mistakes or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. I
He
don't
was
think
the
they
ninth
did.
mistake.
Yeah, you were the 9th mistake, man.
But
All
going
right.
out for Penn State, it would have been nice if they, because I know they beat Wisconsin, they just beat Maryland, but it would have been nice before that Wisconsin game if they would have been able to hold on to that game against Ohio State. That would have
Yeah.
boosted their resume to get in, but
Yes,
now
it
they got
would've.
now they got to scrap the fight to get into the tournament, which they still could get in, but
How
They
much
still
did you
could
say
get
about
in.
Ohio State, by the way? I was trying to find that something.
What was
Matt,
that?
Matt was
Did you
talking
say
about
anything about Ohio
Yeah,
State?
yes, EJ Liddell leading the way against
Oh,
the
yeah.
Hawkeyes.
Phenomenal player he is.
Oh, great,
And
man.
currently Ohio State now up to 4th in the AP polls, which would
Fourth.
give him a number 1 seed in the tournament.
Yes.
at Kearse innings. Obviously, you still have the Big Ten tournament, though, so
Yes.
that disrupts
Ten
things.
tournament.
And
It's gonna be
the big
slugfest.
showdown.
Right now, we're looking at 9 teams
Yeah.
in March Madness for the Big Ten.
Yep.
A
You
team
got-
comprised of 4 teams,
Ooh,
so
yeah,
only
so you
5
got-
teams aren't in.
Still have it.
You have teams ranked right now. Rutgers, Purdue's ranked, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan.
I had
that
that thing
5?
here, but yeah, that Big Ten
Ohio
tournament's going to be a slugfest.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, Ohio State, Michigan, Illinois, they're all probably going to be in the conversation, but any team could probably make a run in that. I mean, like you're saying, if you have 9 teams that could potentially be in the tournament, that's
And right now, it's hard to say Ohio State isn't the best looking one of them, considering they are the only team in college basketball with 5+ ranked wins this season.
So here's the projections that they have. I think I sent you this one. Michigan for Big Ten teams: Michigan, Iowa, Ohio State, Wisconsin. I don't want to leave any out here, but Rutgers. They had Penn State as one of those like borderline teams getting in, so they still could get in. So that counts as one of the Big Ten.
It'll probably
teams.
depend on how many of the smaller teams get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming out of like Horizon League stuff, because Cleveland State right now is looking like the team that's going to win the Horizon. But now YSU's got Darius Quisenberry back. We have
Yep.
3 1,000 career
We
point
have
players.
Nas
all,
Bohannon
throwing up.
with
Garrett
Darius
Covington.
and Darius Covington.
And I can never pronounce his name. It's what Akuche.
Akuche or something like that.
Akuche, I forget his first
Akuche
name.
just set the record for
I
most
forget.
rebounds in a game at YSU
Yeah.
history with 24. Guys,
They played pretty good today.
Rebounding beast. Yeah,
Against-
we were at the
we
game
actually
today.
saw somebody kind of famous, like his brother's pretty big in the NBA. You want to mention
yes,
that?
we saw the brother of Danilo Gallinari of the Atlanta
okay.
Hawks. His brother was actually playing for Rochester University.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know that.
that was pretty cool. I
Yeah.
didn't
Neither
know.
did we till we're sitting up there with the broadcaster because we were shadowing the broadcaster for YSU, just kind of learning a few things on calling. And he just says, yeah, this guard from Italy, brothers of NBA Atlanta Hawk member Danilo Gallinari. And I go, hold on. We're just skipping over this? You're going a little too slow on that. I was like, that's an interesting... The interesting stat is that Danilo Gallinari was drafted 6th overall back in 2008, and this guy's playing 13 years later in college.
Yeah, right.
It's like, parents waited a
Age
while.
difference there, yeah.
Why is there such an age
Let's just have
difference?
another basketball player, and then
13 years later, just like, all right, let's do it again.
yeah.
All right, I think it's time for me to get into it. So I've been following
Into
this
what?
team. You know,
Oh,
I've been following this team since 2018. When they made that little Cinderella run to the Final Four. I watched them last year, and they were horrible last year. I still watch a lot
They
of their
weren't
games.
good the year before either, were they?
No, I don't. They had a couple bad seasons,
Yeah.
but they're finally coming back up through the rankings. I've been keeping an eye on them. The Loyola Chicago Ramblers. Ooh, man.
don't talk about this one, by the way,
Why?
because it's my segment later.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about it in that segment.
Yeah, I'll let you get back around to that part. of it.
Okay. But they're on a run. I can't talk about it at all?
No.
I can't even talk about how they
It kind of dismisses Matt's argument here.
I mean, they
Or-
just got... They,
You can talk about
All right.
everything else about it,
All right.
but just don't
Drake-
talk about the the upcoming matchup.
I won't talk about that. All right, so Drake was first in the division, and they lost. Valpro upset them, and that put Loyola Chicago in the lead. And yeah, they got some
Drake
big-
does still have the better
yeah,
record, though.
Drake does still have the better record, 18-1. Loyola is 17-3. That dropped Drake out of the rankings. They were at 25. Like
I don't think I should have
Loyola-
dropped him out of the
Yeah, I
rankings,
know.
though. It's
I
kind of
know.
pathetic.
It
Right.
is.
It's like one of those things. Like the AP
Yeah.
just has no respect on the smaller marked teams.
They don't.
It is.
They don't.
It's all or
But-
nothing, which is why there's 9 Big Ten teams
Here's-
that are like up there.
Here's a real question. I don't know if you guys has watched them as much as I have. I'm definitely going to watch those games you're going to mention this week.
Mhm.
One of them at least. But do you think that they have a couple players from that team, from that 2018 Final Four team on this team? So do you guys think they could make another run? Do you
No.
think they're capable?
They could get the
Maybe a
tournament,
game,
but not that
maybe
They'll
a
far.
make it
game.
into the tournament. They won't ever do that again.
They won't. You
I
don't
always
think
say
so?
once in a lifetime thing.
Do you think they like one and done? Like they won't win it all, or they
Don't know who
win
they
and
play
lose?
first.
I mean,
Depends on who they
depends on the
play.
matchup. Because if they get a higher seeding
Yeah.
based on a record, because
they
if they're
go
ranked
in-
in the top 25 and then win, what conference are they?
They're Missouri Valley Conference.
If they win the Missouri Valley Conference, then they could definitely get a higher seed.
But if they go and play Ohio State,
if they get a 16 seed, they're done.
They're done.
If they get like a 15, 16 seed, who they end up playing?
What were they?
They play somebody like
they 11 seed, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd have to play somebody like Villanova, Illinois, Texas.
I would
Tech,
say if they
Houston,
get
Virginia.
if they get
If they
a
get what?
12 seed or higher, I could see them pulling.
If they play, I think they could take Texas. I don't know. Maybe Texas Tech.
I don't know enough
you
about
don't know.
Loyola to pull that question.
Okay.
So.
I don't either.
We'll
so.
see.
I don't think they will ever make a Final Four run again, though. That's one of those asterisks in the timeline of this team. It's a Cinderella moment.
Yeah.
It's the Cinderella asterisk. I'll say that.
Yeah.
There's not an
been
asterisk.
those
They
teams
did it.
before. Of course. Oh, I don't even remember their name. The Golden Retrievers.
UMBC.
UMBC beat.
Virginia, but
Yeah.
that stuff happens.
I remember
sometimes.
That's the first time it happened.
I remember,
Yeah.
That's
I remember,
a once in a lifetime moment there.
Yeah.
That's
Back
not
in the early
happening.
2000s, they had the George Mason team pull off a run. But
Then you had the Davidson Final Four team with
Davidson.
Steph Curry.
Yeah. You can even say, I mean, what about like Wichita State back in the when they first came around?
Somebody else went far too.
I mean, really one of the only smaller programs that, I'll say smaller market programs that have stuck around is Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Gonzaga and Villanova.
Yeah.
Those two teams really are, I think it's fair to say, smaller market teams when it comes to,
Yeah, but Villanova's more
massive programs going up against like Ohio State, Michigan, two of the biggest programs in the world,
I remember.
and Duke and Kentucky and Kansas, teams like that, and then you got Gonzaga and Villanova. Those two teams have stuck around.
At least Villanova's in the Big East, though.
I remember
At least they're in a good conference. Gonzaga is too, but they're not. It's not the Big East. It's not like some of these other conferences. I mean, Villanova's done stuff in the past a lot. Like they're a historic program in basketball.
Then actually, I feel like
Who's their coach?
I know we're talking
Fry?
men's basketball.
No,
right
right,
now.
Jay Wright
Jay Wright. That's
for
right.
Villanova. Yeah,
I know we're talking men's basketball right now, but women's basketball, UConn's looking good again.
They're always good.
Yeah, they're having another phenomenal season, and I can't remember her name, but their big star this year is setting record after record right now. I can't think of who it is, though.
Okay.
But she's absolutely dominating, and I think she set a record for, like, points in a season. They're, like, halfway through. Yeah, they're looking good, though. I didn't want to derail it too much, but I was like, let's put this out there.
they're always there.
Right, it's UConn.
Yeah, it's UConn.
It's like the best basketball program
women's
in the
basketball.
world.
You have Oregon. You have. I don't know.
No, you don't
else.
have Oregon. You have UConn.
Well, I mean, they're
The men's
they're
team used
top,
to be
but
good back in the day. Who was it?
Men's
Kemba Walker.
UConn? Yeah.
Kemba Walker was on
I
one of
think
the
so.
teams. Yeah.
That was another kind of Cinderella run. Not like
A
Loyola,
little.
but he pretty much put him on his back.
Yeah. There was another. I remember Derrick Rose and Memphis.
Yeah,
There
they
was
kind of.
I think they lost in the
what about John
championship.
Morant? He
They
was
lost-
on Murray State.
Yeah.
They didn't make it as far.
They didn't
but
really
they
do
had
much, but
yeah,
I remember now.
still better than Zion and Duke.
Memphis, led by Derrick Rose, were beaten by Mario Chalmers in Kansas, I think, in the championship. You can Google it. I think.
Right. College basketball that we're coming up on at
Yeah,
tournament.
I
I got to interview Darius Quisenberry the other day. We're looking to have him on the show at some point in the
Yes.
future. We're probably gonna wait until after March Madness though. Let the team do their work. See
Yeah.
if they can make it. See it first time in YSU history if we were to make it to the Final Four for Division I. We've done it in Division II and III, never in Division I.
But what's talking to him as a person? What a great guy!
He was
he
so
came
nice to
in-
do that interview.
Oh
with.
yeah, he came in, and I struck up at a conversation with him.
was this for a class or?
Yeah, we
he's
have him in
our
a class.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, here he is! Like,
It's like a guy who holds records at your university, 1,000 career points, and I'm sitting at a table interviewing him for a class, asking him questions. At the moment, YSU fans, he has not made a decision on whether he's coming back next year or going into the NBA draft. He says he's going to think about it after the season,
But we did talk about something not important because it would just be funny, and we will YouTube it if it happens. I challenged him to a one-on-one competition.
So sometime over this
So
summer, most
sometime
likely.
we're going to try to, and to all these people who don't know me, which most of the people that listen to the show who know me, I am not good at basketball, okay?
The only thing he
I
might
mean,
have
you
going
were.
for him is that he's 6'6".
Yes. Like, I just want to play somebody who is good.
And
Yeah, at that level.
And after watching Darius Quisenberry today, Matt is going to lose bad.
Yes.
Really
I
bad.
saw that
Because
guy,
I thought the only chance Matt would have is to get physical down in the paint, and because Matt would have a size
Yeah.
advantage. But
No.
I saw Darius Quisenberry today go up against somebody
Two
like
guys.
6'8", 6'9",
Went through
and
two
just
guys
powered
and
through.
muscled a layup. I'm like, oh my god, I just challenged this guy.
Right. It might end up being Matt and I versus Darius.
Yeah.
A 2-on-1.
Mike
He'll
will-
still win.
Mike
It might
be the
It
ref.
might be 3-on-1.
It might be. We'll only beat him with. We'll only get
we'll get-
close with some points.
We'll get him to bring his buddies. We'll go 3-on-3. We'll get Naz, Bill,
We'll get
Hannon.
Naz and Covington.
Covington. I'm guarding Darius.
I'll take Bohannon down in the paint. I'll do it. I'll do
Oh,
it.
man.
We're free to
That-
annihilate.
dude.
Oh yeah, bro. Bohannon's gonna put me through the ground.
We have to.
I already got
dunked
dunked on last year by like a freshman, so
Oh, yeah.
he was like 6'9" now. I don't feel bad. Guy was built like LeBron. He was a freshman. I was okay with it.
It'll be the first CSR sports competition.
CSR
And this is
Real bad.
YSU.
This is hopefully more to come. We're going to try and get in contact with football players and baseball players.
I want to do a 40-yard dash against Derek Ransom, who's been retired for 20
I'm going to
years.
be a home run derby against one of the baseball guys.
Yeah. We'll do.
We'll go short fence.
Yeah.
For us.
Softball field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll take the softball field. The MLB guys got to stick on the
Yeah.
regular,
Yeah,
though.
right.
Yeah.
The average Joes versus
I'll be-
the superstars.
I'll be pitching.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
love
pitch.
Yeah, I'll pitch so you can.
I have more experience pitching than you do.
All right. Well, you'll pitch then.
Just get it over the plate. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get it over the plate. Maybe we'll hit it.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll get Mariano Rivera to come pitch to us. Or Aroldis Chapman.
I won't even swing.
We'll get.
I'll be like, did you throw it yet?
Did you hear this whip by me?
Oh, that was a nice breeze. Can you do that again? Temperature drops 5 degrees. The
Yeah,
ball's
right.
traveling as supersonic speed next to your forehead.
Oh, jeez.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Nonsense.
NBA? You got anything there?
Not really. Cavs are on a losing streak.
I mean, we'll rebound.
We'll rebound.
Well, I want to
Actually,
touch.
we did got something Cavs related.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Raptors are among the teams interested in trading for Cavs center Andre Drummond right now. I know we've all kind of been against the trade. If we were to go with the Raptors, who would we want?
Well,
Siakam.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not getting
right.
Siakam or Lowry, I don't think.
Or Van Fleet. You're not.
Or
getting-
Van Fleet.
Maybe Ananobi.
I'm thinking Anunoby and Boucher.
Oh.
I like Ananobi.
OG Anunoby and Boucher would be a good move. It wouldn't be what we needed, but that's probably what we would get.
You know, last week I think I said on the
It's
show.
probably not worth it.
From
No.
where the position the Cavs were at last week, I didn't want to trade Love, but
I don't think they really want
this road trip they're coming up on, it's going to start tonight in Phoenix. If they can keep afloat, which I think they can, but this is going to say a lot. I mean, I know they had a first good month, and you know we were all getting excited about it, but this is going to tell us where the Cavs are really at
For
in this
sure.
rebuild. Maybe looking at trading Andre Drummond. I didn't want to where they were at last week or the week before that, but maybe you end
Good
up
thing we
doing it
didn't
now.
buy his jersey. They're talking about. Well,
Yeah.
we were that close, Mike. We were that close. A week later, they're talking about trading, and I'm like, oh, good thing we didn't.
They talk about trading before he even got.
I
Like,
know, but-
you know, the whole time he's been there. But I wanted his jersey.
If Cavs want to trade everybody.
Yeah,
I
they wanna-
wouldn't be mad
But
if they-
everybody always wants the
wanna
Cavs
trade
players
their
because the
coach.
Cavs players look good on the Cavs.
I wouldn't be mad if they traded Drummond. I don't want to, but
I don't want to. As long as we get a
if they
good
get a
return.
good return,
It's all about the return with Drummond.
yeah.
Because right now he gives us something that we haven't had in a while, and the just dominance that he brings.
Yeah.
Because it's
and the
clear.
mindset.
It's clear Jared Allen's gonna be the center in the future. I mean, he's looked
Right.
good since they got him.
And I don't think we need to trade for a starting center. I think we need to get somebody that is a starting.
Get some
power
depth at a
forward.
forward position.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
maybe need a backup point guard now because their backup point guard Damian Dotson. He's a good player, but he's not a natural point
No.
guard.
He's not a. I feel like when we're talking backup guards, your backup guard should be in contention for sixth man of the year type guy.
On a good-
I
a
need,
very- on a good
I need
team,
my
yeah.
guy to be a sixth man
I
candidate.
need my guy to be like Lou Williams.
Lou Williams, Jordan Clarkson, somebody I can call
Yeah.
off the bench who can go out and drop 30.
Yeah.
'Cause
Right.
If I have you out as
We did.
right.
Clarkson did that.
Exactly. That's why I say it. And Lou Will has done 30-point games coming off the bench. I need somebody that can come off the bench, and Dotson's not a guy that does that. He'll come off and get you 12. But if I'm calling you off the bench as
And
my
he-
backup guard, I need double-double.
And when he had when they had a bunch of those injuries, like he kept them afloat. And for him
Right,
not being
yeah.
a natural point guard, it's He's good off the bench, but they should
I
probably
can
look for
yeah.
a backup point guard or depth at the forward position.
They can use him defensively a lot. I think he has a really good defense. I've liked
How about
watching
our
him doing that
boy,
this
Mike?
year.
How about our boy, Stevens?
I like getting Stevenson playing time, and
Yeah.
not just the bias factor. Too,
I know.
at Penn State,
We love.
I mean,
Stevens.
he they put him in. I was kind of surprised to see him coming against Clippers. He played some good defense.
Yeah, he had that slam.
He gets you a couple buckets, but he's mainly in there for his defense.
We'll get his jersey. He'll be there.
Yeah.
Well, we did actually have big news regarding a point guard this week in the NBA. Just recently, the Knicks have now acquired Derrick Rose from the Pistons.
Oh yeah,
So that happened, and then Nikola Jokic had a massive game the other night, put up 50 points along with 8 rebounds and 12 assists in that ball game. That was a nice one, but they did end up losing to the Kings in that ball game.
Yeah.
Imagine putting up 50 points and you lose.
Yeah.
Must be how Beal feels every night.
Yeah. And he still wants to stay there.
Right.
Which I give him credit, because I wouldn't want to, but...
We also had another historic piece in the NBA this week regarding Matthew Morrison's favorite player in Zion Williamson. Zion now 1,000 plus career points. Zion has now tied Blake Griffin as the fastest active player to reach
that's like
said
that
met.
saying much.
It only took him 44 games.
Great rookie year.
Yeah, it only took
Can
him
you
44
put this stuff
games.
to bed now about him being a bust? Can you put it to bed?
No.
I told Alec this too. It's time for you to admit it.
No.
I'm giving you the
I don't
opportunity
think
right
Skips admitted that LeBron's a bust, not a bust.
now. Yeah,
No.
right.
Another impressive stat we got out of this week came from the King that I just mentioned. LeBron James has scored 25 points now in 63% of his games and now has the most 25-point games in NBA history. He's at over 800 regular season games with 25-plus points. That's just greatness right there. You know, say what you will about the guy, but that is a lot.
It's good
That is
basketball.
huge. That's consistency at a level that has never been seen before. No guy has dominated for as long as he had at the level that he has. I mean, and it's phenomenal. And he's one of those guys that we just said Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. You know, going to that game, you're about to witness something. And it's like every time you're going to a game, LeBron's there, you know you're going to witness something. You know, not a Super Bowl, but once fans are allowed back for the NBA championship this season, I feel like that'll be the kind of story. Be like,
Yes.
all right, this is LeBron. You go there, you know you're going to see something. I mean, he proved it last year when he's got the number 2 guy with him. He's unstoppable.
Yeah,
When he's got the crew that he wants around him, I think if he has the right squad around him that he wants, that he put together, and I'm mainly talking about this Lakers roster from last season that I really liked that roster they put together. I'm not a huge fan of this year's one as much. Last year's, though, I would go so far to say, and I know I'm going to get hate on this one,
But
I would go on to say LeBron with that team last year in the Lakers in a 7-game series could beat Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Based on the way LeBron plays with that group.
I'll side you with that one.
The group he has,
Which
yeah,
Bulls?
and
The
his
group.
shooting's
Which
gotten
Bulls?
better. Yeah, which
Which
Bulls? I
year?
was going to ask you that.
What year?
72 and 10 year, I have to go with the Bulls. I have to.
That year would probably be, what was that, 96? Is that the 96
Something like
one?
that. What about the 98
5,
season
6, I
where they
think.
beat Utah?
I would take that 98 team.
Okay.
I would take the Lakers over that 98 team, I mean.
Okay.
I think the only one that of the Bulls group that would beat last year's Lakers would be the 72 and 10.
Yeah, I think.
But then again, we
Yeah.
saw LeBron beat a 73 and 9
Yeah.
After being down 3-1.
after being down 3-1. So even
And
that
the
one,
greatest comeback.
even that one, Jordan never had to do what LeBron did in the finals
Yeah.
when it comes to the amount he's had to score. Jordan has never had to put up those kind of numbers ever in his entire career, and
No.
that's just. And LeBron, the way he was working with this group last year, and having Rondo as the secondary point guard, the amount of chemistry and knowledge of the game that was on the floor, mixed with 80s physicality, that if they got 80s physicality mixed with Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, I think that's the matchup to go against Rodman and Pippen and who is the
Steve
center?
Kerr,
Who is the center? Steve Kerr is the nobody on that team.
center. It was Horace Grant for a while.
Horace
wasn't
Grant,
Tony Kukoc.
Kukoc. But like this Laker unit had the physicality on the inside, especially with Dwight down there and AD. AD kind of is bad at playing physical sometimes, but when he really wants to, he puts it down like LeBron does. But like this Lakers unit this year, I'm not as confident about. They seem to be having a good run so far, but I'm still waiting for All-Star break, which actually is coming up here fairly soon on the 16th through the 18th. Mike will be hosting the shows that week.
Yep.
And we got news from the NBA All-Star Week. It will be happening. There will be something. We're not 100% sure of what yet.
But something's going to happen.
Players have still yet to be announced. LeBron James said that it was dumb. I'm not doing it. I believe James Harden said something that's similar to that, as well as Giannis Antetokounmpo, who also said, if the big dog's out, I'm not in.
What do you kind of think about it?
So like basically the top 3 guys in the NBA, the big faces in the NBA, I'll say, have all been like, no.
My only thing is like they should have if they were like kind of on the border of having an All-Star game, it came out of nowhere and now they want to have one. Like they should have said it before the season then.
And it's like in a week and a half.
Like if you didn't think it was okay to have one before the season, why are you trying to hurry up and rush to get one down through now? That's my only thing. But if they're going to do it, then do it.
Planned that it was going to be off. And all the players like, we need a recharge, guys. This is exhausting, especially after the month and a half off season.
Yeah.
And I'm perfectly fine. Give them a week. Give them the week.
Yeah.
And maybe if they do this All-Star week, the second half of the season is not set in stone yet. Give them another week. Give them a 2-week bye. And then let's go back.
And don't take any chances. Like, let's just get this second half of the season going. Because I mean...
Right. We don't know.
The All-Star game's fun to watch, but I never really cared about it. It's just something to watch.
No.
Like, it's...
Last year was kind of fun with the new rules and stuff, and obviously they made it a little bit more fun now that, we have the team captains picking guys.
The one guy never wins the dunk contest, no matter how...
Zach LaVine, he said he's not doing it anymore.
No, what
and
about
dunk contest?
Aaron Gordon.
The dunk contest sucks because nobody else... I mean...
Nobody wants to do anything.
They're all role players that are in it.
No.
I want to see stars in the dunk contest.
Right, but guys like Zion and LeBron aren't doing that because they could injure themselves and it would be dumb.
Yeah.
Like, imagine injuring yourself in the dunk contest.
LeBron would win every year, too.
Probably, yes.
So
Probably, that's why
I've seen him throw down some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, could you imagine, like, Jimmy Butler, LeBron James, get Dwight Howard back in it, Zion would be incredible to have in it. We know the guy can dunk out the building.
Yeah.
Get guys like that, who have said, no, I'm not doing this. It's bad for my career. It does nothing if I win.
No.
Like, the three-point contest is cool and really doesn't have a risk of being injured, but we've seen guys go into that event and kind of slump in the second half because they got tired. The guys that go all the way kind of don't always have the best finish to the season.
Unless you're Curry or Thompson, but...
Right, there's exceptions.
Yeah.
But the All-Star Weekend is just so not important. And in a season like this, that you're trying to re-grab the credibility that a lot of people kind of lost last year and last season, the way everything went down. And pretty much everything. I mean, go on social media right now and go look at any post about LeBron winning a title. It's all, LaMickey James and, La Disney. It's like, everything's like, it's just a Disney plastic ring, means nothing. The league currently is sitting at, like, a negative in credibility.
Yeah.
They need to just put this season down, let it go, get back to the finals, and make it feel like a real finals again. Like, Super Bowl just had 20,000 fans. NBA needs to do something.
Yes, they do.
And Cavs actually just got permission to have more fans in the stands as well.
I think it's up to like 14, 15% or something like that.
Yeah, something higher.
Like
we can go.
Yeah, we're planning on going at some point this season.
Tickets are cheap. I was just there last week. I think combined they're like $40, $50.
Yeah, I'm going with my buddy next week when they play the Spurs. Yeah. So it'll be good to be back there. But
so only two of the big players to have 33 games with 20-plus points through their first 43 career games, one of which, obviously, Zion Williamson, we just mentioned. The other one, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So, Zion still a bust, buddy?
I don't know. It's still early.
Eat your own words, buddy.
Be quiet. It's still early.
Oh, actually, All-Star Game is March 7th in Atlanta. That is the official one.
Okay.
Next year it's in
There's still
Cleveland. I
some
hope things are back to normal. Then
Yeah.
like
I mean,
it's
they
in
should
Cleveland.
be.
We've been putting a lot of stuff in Cleveland lately. We got All-Star game. We're going to have the draft. Now an NBA All-Star game.
Right?
Hey, will we see a Super Bowl in Cleveland? No.
No, there's no chance that happening. I would like to, but there's no chance.
We'll get the title ring back in Cleveland.
Yeah.
We'll bring the trophy home. You guys can look at it from Pittsburgh and Dallas.
Okay, all right, keep talking. Browns get 1 year. See?
I know. Hey man, let me have the 1 year, okay? I've been so nice all year long.
I mean, my team hasn't been good for a half decade, but
Yeah.
there's 5 of them.
You know, this happened almost a week ago, but can we talk about Fred VanVleet putting up 54?
Oh.
Yeah, that was
Love that.
First
That was a great
undrafted player to
performance.
score that many points.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
undrafted out of Wichita State.
Yep.
And it
I
kind
think
of
he
gives
was on
hope.
that Cinderella team. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, it kind of gives hope to a lot of those guys that late second round undrafted, that if you go through this system that the NBA has now put in place with the G League and all this other stuff that they've been building quietly and kind of under the radar to act at the moment steal away prospects from the NCAA, who's been having issues recently with getting people to come in. Right now, the NBA is like, hey, we'll give you guys $200,000 a year if you want to come early. And there are quite a few out of this last class that decided to go that route or go overseas instead of through college. So it gives a hope to these guys that come in a different way, that you don't have to go,
That's what
be number 1 overall pick to be that guy anymore. You can come in and trust the process, follow the system, and if you put in the hard work and you dedicate yourself to this game, you can go out there and put up 54 points in an NBA ball game. You can get those minutes if you earn it.
Yeah, and
It's not going to be an easy road. It's not going to be like Zion.
but nobody
you know,
says it's going to be easy.
Right. And it's not easy for Zion, even though he was the high pick.
Yeah.
It's
He
not
was the
easy for
highest
LaMelo
pick.
Ball. LaMelo Ball
came
has
out
been
overseas.
Yeah, he went overseas. He went that route, mainly because he had issues in college. We're not talking about that. But now, I think there was something. It may have just been had to do with one of his brothers. There was something that went on. I don't remember the exact story. It was a few years ago at this point.
Okay.
But LaMelo now, even starting the season, number 1 overall pick, started on the bench this season. Like even a guy, number 1 pick, there's no guarantees. He's playing now and he's starting. He's doing well. Matt already thinks he's better than Zion.
Yes.
In what world?
Here's my. I was the one that posed the question. I was like, do you wonder is LaMelo better than Zion? And I wouldn't put better. I would put more versatile. He has a more
there's
versatile
different
skill set.
aspects,
Right.
but not overall. I mean,
Right.
come on,
Overall,
in
no.
what world?
I would have. I mean, but if I'm picking.
No, you
okay.
got to speak here. Don't get out of this.
Mike, how about this? If I'm building a roster, would you rather have Zion or LaMelo Ball?
LaMelo Ball.
I mean, it's tough.
He passes
I'm
the
taking
ball.
Ball. I'm taking Ball based on the
I think
fact
he's a
that
better-
It's different positions in
I know.
passing the
He
ball.
can
He's
shoot,
a point
but he
guard.
can shoot.
He's
Yeah,
a better
he shoots
team.
better.
He can
a lot
shoot better.
Zion went 10 for 14 the other night from the field. He didn't shoot any threes though, but he did have, I think it was 35 points.
Well, this might be the
So
same.
good performance.
This might be the same question, but if you were starting the team, like who do you think would have the more upside? Like short term or long term, both, I guess.
LaMelo's going to give you the position to build around a guard, which in today's league is a lot easier to do.
But I think Zion might have the more star power.
Zion might have more star power in getting
Which doesn't necessarily
you
mean success.
the attractiveness of getting another player in there.
Right.
But as we saw with LeBron in Cleveland, your star power means nothing if you don't have a good front office. So, it becomes such a more complicated question than what we're getting into here.
But the Pelicans have the same GM the Cavs had when they won a championship, David Griffin, and he's a good GM. So
I wouldn't go that far.
Griffin?
He's all right. He's all right. I've never liked the owners or GMs of the Cavs ever. So past 21.
What about Altman?
He's
growing. He's growing
for
on
the
me.
small assets they had. He's done
He's
some
growing
good
on
things.
me.
Just like those City Edition jerseys.
The city ones are not growing on me. They're actually depleting on me.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, at the beginning they came out and I went, those are ugly. Then I went, actually those aren't bad. And I'm like, no, those are ugly.
Those are pretty bad.
They're pretty
Looks
bad.
like I don't know, looks like a third grader.
They're not.
No, you know what it
they've
is?
gotten better.
You remember back in
To
like
me.
early 2000s or 2010s?
Yeah.
Like the serial killer numbers, like they would like cut out the magazine clippings of the letters. To
Yeah,
make sense.
that's what it
That's
looks
what our
like.
logo is.
I mean, for
Yeah.
rock and for them to model after rock and roll, they could have made it better.
if we're going after the rock and roll, it could have been so much better.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they
could have done
kind
better
of
things
it
with
sound
it.
it
You
kind of looks
could
like
have
they
put
threw it
like
together.
a-
Yeah,
last
don't
night.
like
Guitar.
the gray court. Like that doesn't even go with the uniforms. It
No.
makes no sense.
You could have put like, I don't know, like a guitar on the jersey or something.
Oh yeah, I mean they could have done the Cleveland logo with
Yeah.
the one that the Cavs, the Indians did for the All-Star game with like anything. Anything would have been better than
Everything
this.
would've been better.
And like I said, the gray court just doesn't even match any
No.
part of it. I don't know where they come up with that
Colored
from.
courts in basketball are
They're,
dumb.
they're ugly.
I don't
Sorry.
like it for the Nets. I don't like them now for the Cavs. I don't
No.
like it.
They're dumb. They're
Yeah, it's
abysmal.
gross. What do you got next?
Time for that award yet?
Are we at the end? Is that what
Pretty
we're
close.
doing?
Oh wait, I told you last. I didn't want to forget it this show because I
All right,
texted you
Mike's
and said we
got
forgot it
something.
last week.
We
Mike-
We
did.
forgot to mention about Hank Aaron.
Yes.
Last
Oh
week.
no!
Um,
I can't believe that. Oh.
not really much to explain about him. I mean, he's one of the greatest baseball players
Yeah.
ever, for multiple reasons.
Actually, I have a mutual friend whose grandfather was a umpire in one of the World Series Hank Aaron was in. She has her grandma has a World Series ring with it's pretty.
I
cool
mean,
looking.
the things he did for baseball. I mean, one of the like I said,
Yeah.
one of the best
He
ever.
probably-
One of the best. I mean,
Yeah.
Hammer Hank. I mean,
Even as
the things he did off the field. I mean, everything he
even
did.
if you don't know baseball, you've heard of Hank Aaron at some
Yes.
point.
you have
most
to.
likely.
You
Yes.
have to.
Or you're
If
you're
you're
something
slightly
else.
involved in the sports world, I'll say, because obviously people that don't pay attention.
Some people
probably
don't.
haven't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've met some pretty out there people. Like I remember last year.
I mean, there's certain guys you
Like
hear of.
with the
Babe
whole-
Ruth, Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
There's
Barry
only a certain amount of
Bonds,
athletes you hear
and
of.
even in different
Jackie
sports,
Robinson. Yeah.
different sports. Kobe Bryant. I remember last
Kobe,
year
Michael, LeBron.
when Kobe passed away. I'm like, oh my god, Kobe died. And one girl I was working with was like, who's Kobe Bryant? And I'm just like, get away from me.
Right.
Get away from me.
Yeah, no, I mean,
That made
he's
me
one of
cry
those
hard.
players. Like, yeah, everyone heard him. He left a legacy for sure.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate
Hank
to hear
Aaron.
about. On a brighter note, I hate to move on just so quickly to on the bright side, college football video games are back, baby.
They
I've
are
been waiting
back.
so long. I'm still playing my NCAA football 14, and they're back in 3 years. But they're still close enough. I'm good. I'm happy. About time. I know EA is gonna ruin it,
My
but
only thing is, like, if it was so bad that they had to get rid of it for how many years, then why all of a sudden they bringing it back?
it wasn't bad. They were involved in
Well,
lawsuits.
that's
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
but I don't know.
Well, I mean, that came after this. Right now, as of January 2021, players are now able to make money off of their name and likeness in certain states already. So I don't think that's universal across the NCAA yet, but it's on its way. So college football video games can come back.
That's
Now
Well,
that
yeah.
it's all been put in process, and over the next 3 years, it'll be back.
All right.
So as long
that's
as
another
EA
thing
doesn't mess it up,
Well,
Which
dude,
they might.
back.
we'll
Probably.
be playing
They probably
in 3
will.
years. We'll be playing Ohio State, Penn State. And it'll be a bad score every time.
it will be. Yes.
Yeah. So
Ohio State will be winning every one of those, by the way.
yeah.
Unless Matt gets good at video games at some point in the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Because currently I beat him 56-7 in the first half.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Hey man, I was up
He was
7-0.
glad he put up 7.
I was up 7-0. I was on a run.
He was up 7-0. I'll give him that. He had a quick touchdown, I think.
Yeah.
He burned me. I was playing cover 1. I got burned on the wrong side.
DK Metcalf every time, man.
Yeah, DK had a big catch, but
We almost had 2 touchdowns, and that was
Yeah.
bull crap.
yeah,
I hate video games, okay? Hey, don't give me the Mr. I hate pass interference.
Oh, you've even admitted those are bad.
I
calls,
know,
though.
but don't give me
You
that
can't
crap.
use your safety without the game wanting to give you a pass interference.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Alright,
it's that time
time.
of the week.
Take your time, because I gotta Google something.
Where we get to that very
I'm good.
special moment where we here at Casual Sports Report get to give out
That's special.
a very special award to the biggest idiot of a week. Someone
Idiot?
that has
But
done
we-
something.
but we don't call them an idiot.
Exactly. We
We
don't
call them
idiots.
something else.
Something a bit more tasteful.
Yes.
As some might say.
Yes.
There you go.
So presenting this week's Meathead of the Week.
Hey guys, this meathead of the week is not a player, but is some meathead decides to run out on the field with a bra on his head during the Super Bowl 55. That is an automatic winner
Oh,
of
by
the
far.
meathead of the week.
You had to love it, though.
Harlan's call was so
Kevin
cool.
Harlan's radio call on the radio
He's like,
was
he's at
awesome.
the 30. Then he slides down at the one where they converge on him. Put
pants up, man.
Pull your pants up, take off the bra, and become a man. It's so funny.
You gotta love it.
But
Oh,
congratulations, you meathead.
Yeah, Meathead of the Week during the Super Bowl. And CBS actually cut away to commercial, but Kevin Harlan's radio
Can we
call was
stop
going
cutting away
on.
from fans running
Yeah.
out the field?
I
I,
mean,
want to
that's
see
so
it.
We all want to see it, but at the same time, they can't
I
promote
understand.
it.
I understand that all the stuff behind it. I want to see it though.
All right, then one final segment here. Games of the week, what are you looking out for going on to this week? It's my segment. I'll take it away. Matt, I'll let you talk about this game first. Coming up, number 22, Loyola Chicago taking on Drake on the 13th at
Yes,
noon
sir.
on ESPN2.
And
that
they-
one should be a great game.
And they play
16-1.
as well on Sunday,
Yeah.
too, back-to-back.
Right now, that first game, though, 62.3% on the matchup predictor on the ESPN app is for Loyola. So right now, the dogs are coming in.
Do you like them more than Penn State? Or
I don't know. I like Loyola. I like Sister Jean, man.
Sister Jean's got my love.
She's just an old lady.
She's just a nun. And then the other big game coming up in the NBA. This one should be pretty
This is
fun,
big.
actually. Do you know what game I'm talking about?
Were you talking about that team up north?
That's not for a few weeks. That's not for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
dude.
No,
okay.
this is-
Wait,
No,
what
then
we-
this is NBA.
Oh, NBA?
Did you not listen to anything I just said?
No.
Game of the week for the NBA coming up on the 12th at 9 p.m. The Milwaukee Bucks, 15-8 at the moment, coming up against the number one team in the West, the Utah Jazz at 19-5.
Ooh.
Utah's lighting it up out there. Most
Utah.
underrated team in the NBA. Although right now Milwaukee's got the 55% chance on the matchup predictor via ESPN app. But I think Jazz are pulling that one. I'm going with the Jazz.
Jazz are
They're
rolling
hot.
this year.
Yeah.
They're on hot.
Utah.
On fire. I like him. I'm waiting for Jamal Murray to start putting up points too. Wait,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
Nuggets.
he's good. Nuggets, yeah.
Yeah,
Nuggets.
who Jazz is Mitchell.
Yeah,
Donovan Mitchell.
I'm
Who's on that
Rudy
team?
Gobert.
Rudy.
It's Donnie and Ruby. That's who I'm looking for. I'm waiting for Donovan to start rolling back up.
Isn't-
Millsap's on that team, isn't
Yeah,
it? Paul
it
Millsap.
isn't.
No, Millsap's not with Denver.
I get those two teams switched all around, but I like the Jazz. They're going. That's going to do it for the show this week. Hosting this week was Matt Morrison. Mike's taking control of the show next week. Actually, next 2 weeks, I believe. Then it
Two,
will
yeah.
be back to me. And after that, we got March Madness rolling up. So very exciting. Next few weeks to come. Once again, check out our merchandise store. You can find it in the description of this video, this Anchor podcast. If it doesn't show up there for some reason, go to our Instagram, Twitters, and Facebook at Casual Sports Report. Find the bio there. It will be the Teespring link. Go buy some merch. Rep our gear. It'll be so cool to ever see a fan wearing any of our stuff out in public. And this stuff's exclusive to us. We don't even have it yet. So we need you guys to, help get our word out there so we can keep this show going for as long as possible. Thank you all for joining us this week. For the final time, I'm Alec Caberna.
I'm Matt Morrison.
And I'm like, Wolfgang.
We'll see you all next time.